Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogion Monster here, and welcome to WTF Live. It's Tuesday night. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Today is my Saturday, so kind of well rested, ready for this. It's great to see everybody in chat. Let's see, who do we got here? Kathy, how did I steal your line? Professor OJ, what's up? Duke, good to see you. Who else? Kathy, Sharon Guy. Long Island Bigfoot, what's up, Mike? Good to see you, man. So Drake, you got a hurricane coming again? This is nuts. Mother Nature is pissed at you guys for some reason. No. Yeah, we just got hit with a really bad cold spell. Yesterday it was the high here was like 46. I know, boo-hoo. I mean, I know the rest of the country is really cold. We were just unexpected. We weren't ready for it. I didn't have my thermals yesterday. Yeah, so prayers to you, Drake and anybody that this hurricane may affect. I don't watch the news, but I do pay attention to the weather. I'll check it out. Hope everybody's safe. You guys have they've thrown a lot of shit at you down there. Mother Nature. Let's see. Jennifer Noble, hi, welcome. So yeah, guys, I think by now we know how this works. You guys have anything you want to talk about? You want to come on? Come hang out. This seems to what this show has turned into is everybody, just everybody comes on, as they want, and whoever can come on, it's awesome. You guys have made this just fantastic. This chat and this show, and I'm just so proud. Sorry, I had to switch back and forth. Hey, howdy, Pappy. Great to see you. Isaac, what's up, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while. Cryptidville, welcome. Sandy Clemens, hi. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked that it's Spook Week over on Bigfoot Odyssey. Carrie's got some good shows. Yesterday's show was really good. It was good to see, hear some UFO encounters. There were some pretty intense stories. So kudos to you today. Wow, Dark Waters. How about that, man? That was awesome. You got to love Dark Waters. Plus, don't forget, Dark Waters has a new channel coming out, airing on Halloween. It's dogmancams.com. I think that's going to be pretty cool. Check that out. What else? Who's he got? Larry Dodson, I think, tomorrow. Dodson? I think that's his name. Yeah, you've got a great lineup, Carrie. I'm looking forward to all these shows. It's hard on weekends, all these other shows that come on and I want to check out, but lately we've just been slammed at work and I don't have time to get on. I pop on real quick at work and just say hi and then got to bounce. But yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is, World Bigfoot Radio. Let's see what Duke's got going on Halloween. Right on, man. Put if you have all the information, Duke, just throw it up there. Let us know. Martha Turner, hi. How are you, hon? Yeah, I think Saturday. Well, I'll go on Thursday normally. I think Saturday late. I'm just gonna wait until everybody finishes, and I'd like to come on Saturday night, do a little Halloween show. Shit, I forgot to light my candles. Oh well. Yeah, that would be cool. Halloween. Hope to see you guys there. But I know Bigfoot Odyssey's got a big show on Halloween. Wes Germer's coming on. They're going to do their drawing. If you guys haven't entered in, do so. I encourage you. There's some awesome prizes that they are giving away. That drone itself is a pretty cool prize, But yeah, Duke, it's on Halloween evening. Right on. Yeah, more than likely when I go on, it'll be late. And late for East Coast, which sucks. And that kills me, guys. I wish we could all be on the same page as far as time zones. But it is what it is. And that seems to be my expression for the night. I think I'll stop saying that one. Sandra Piper, hi. Cam, what's up, buddy? Meese. That's a joke from the portal. Yeah, tongue-tied. Central Florida Bigfoot. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Yeah, I got to check my phone. I do this every friggin' time. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman asks, do people think that DNA kits are actually looking for hybrid lineages to World Bigfoot Radio? That I don't know. Duke, well, you can probably answer that in chat. This was funny. It almost slipped by. Unused. Yeah, that would be the ideal way. I'm actually going to look to buy some headbands in bulk. I go through them. I'm rough on them because I use them for work too. This one's probably got a few holes in it. That's funny. Oh yeah, I was back to checking my phone, see my emails up and running. Anything you guys want to talk about? Feel free to ask. Sorry, I still have this up. Let me get this off here. Hi, Loretta. Great to see you. Pam. Oh, there it is. I got to scroll up to find a question. Otherwise, I got to click on somebody else's comment to take it off the screen. Where are we? Mail. All right, guys. Any questions? What is this? Mogs, you the man. No, you're the man, dude. You gotta deal with a hurricane coming at you. I'm crying because the damn temperature dropped a few degrees. You're the man. So hopefully, I was scrolling down to see if Duke answered your question. Hopefully that got answered. Hey, Duke, if you're not doing anything, you want to come hang out, feel free. I'll send you a link. Use it or not. It's up to you. It's not putting you on the spot. It's just giving you that availability. And anybody else, we know how it works by now. Click that off, and here we are. It's like all these for like most of the process of sending a link, I can't see the screen, so it's weird. Cashew, welcome. How are you? Great to see you here. Yeah, no worries, Duke. I'll be here for probably 2 hours, depending on who gets in touch. I didn't want the water yet. I'm drinking tea. My throat's a little rough. My Portal mug. Sorry about the slurping. So yeah, what else is going on, folks? Real deal. Hi, on. Welcome. I don't know. Has anybody had? I was just reading Real's comment about getting unsubbed. Has anybody ever had any problems with this channel where you got unsubbed? Um, I mean, I see sometimes the numbers go down a little bit and then they go back up and then they just level off, as far as subs go. Right now, they're just in a lull. That's fine. So yeah, I was just curious if anybody had trouble. Sure. Pam says no. Good. Good. Oh, what's this? Let's see who else just popped in. See, I can only see from the studio. I mean, I'd have to. Chat's different. It's better on YouTube than it is in the studio here. On StreamYard. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if there's a delay. Sandy says I have not gotten notifications before. Yeah, the other question I had and I was curious about, because I don't know what happens. Like I click on StreamYard, I sign on like half an hour before the show, and I see you guys in chat. So where are you guys seeing that? Because I can't, like, if I pull up my channel on my phone, because I do everything from my laptop. Stephanie, hold on. Let me cruise back up there. When I read your comment from my cell phone or go to YouTube on my channel on my cell phone, I can't see anything. Like, it doesn't show me where. So Stephanie says, I keep getting unsubscribed. Carrie from Odyssey said to unsub and sub again. It works. Awesome. So if anybody has problems, there's the answer. What was I just doing? I know I just forgot something. The live chat button. Oh, let me check that. Sorry about the noise from the phone. Once again, anybody wants to come on, you want to BS, just whatever. You don't have to have a story. If you just want to hang out, send me your email address at monstermogion@gmail.com, and we'll get you on. So let's hang out. My channel. Sorry. Hilton, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Let me turn this down. Top chat. Live chat. Oh, no worries, Mike. I just saw I can't send you an email, Mobes. Why is that? You just having email problems? You want me to try that one? Hold on, bro. Can you email it to me? Oh, shit. No, wait a minute. I don't know how to. It's like I have to copy that down from chat. Unless. This is where I'm just a tech tart. I don't know crap. Like I would sit there and write that down because I can't see it. Once I click on the invite, I can't see the email address. It puts me on a different screen. Let me. Shit. All right. I think I got this. Sorry, guys. I'm being quiet. Just multitasking. All right, Mike. I got that out to you. Let's see. Now. So, what are you guys doing for Halloween? I know everybody's having a bunch of different shows. I know I'll be watching Bigfoot Odyssey. I don't even know what time he's going on. Shit. I hope I'm home from work. Crap. Saturdays have been crazy at work. But by somehow I'll be watching. All right. Kill this screen. Livewire, what's going on, buddy? They said Uncle Bones. Who is Uncle Bones? Uncle Bones too. What's up, man? Good to see you. Welcome. New names. I love new names. It's good to see new people come and you know show up in chat. Because again, you guys in chat are just amazing. You guys make this show. Obviously, you know this show is about you guys and it's for you guys. So that's why I say anybody is welcome to come on and just hang out. You know. We have 68 in chat. Amazing. In 18 minutes. You guys are awesome. Who do we have? Right on. We're going to bring Mike on now, Long Island Bigfoot. I know he's getting ready.
Mike. Okay.
If you're talking, I can't hear you because I didn't put my headphones in.
It's all right.
What's going on, dude?
How you doing? That happened faster than I was expecting. So.
Well, it popped up real quick, and I was like, I saw you walking.
Yeah, I forget that I'm already logged into the StreamYard, so like it goes so quick.
Yeah, you don't have to do all the, you know, technical stuff.
Yeah, once you're in there, it was a nightmare at first, but
yeah. So what else is going on?
Not much. How come I can't see the chat room? I thought
there should be. It's somewhere on the right. It'll say live chat or chat all the way on the right of the screen now. Are you on your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see it now.
Okay. Right on. Yeah, I see chat on like
it's weird because like it's up, but like we're like transparent, kind of like behind it. Like I can't see us now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I could hear it. It's weird, but whatever. It's not a big deal. It ain't my show. I'm just hanging out.
No, I'm glad you do come and hang out, man. You know, you've got some interesting stories up there in Long Island.
Yeah.
And it's weird, man. I just can't imagine, you know, I've been to Long Island, you know, I lived in Ronkonkoma for like a second.
Oh,
but
really?
yeah.
At all.
Yeah, I was on Avenue C.
I just oh my god, I got T-boned on Avenue C in Portion like 2 weeks ago.
Damn. Um, yeah, and then I used to go out to I used to make deliveries out to Hop Hog, to Viacom out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I grew up in Smithtown, so
Yeah, that's Hop Hog is as far east as I've gotten. Like my dad used to go out to Montauk and Orient Point to go fishing, but I never made it out that far.
yeah.
But so yeah, I mean, I've seen a little bit of Long Island, but it's just it's kind of strange to think of Bigfoot there, you know.
Yeah, trust me. I mean, trust me.
Oh no, I believe you. I believe you.
I was on. No, I mean, trust me. I'm with you. Like I was on board. I was on board with you. Like I just started like really seeing everything like a year ago, and it took me like still even a couple months after that to be like, all right. Like I tried to talk myself out of it.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, that's
It just doesn't make sense to me. Like still even, but like now I'm starting to see it all so much. Like, and it's like it's so undeniable that I'm like, all right, you know. But I was planning trips all over the place, like trying to go squatching.
Oh, and you didn't realize you could do it in your
I
backyard?
had no idea. No idea. I had
Well,
no
no,
idea.
man, that saves on gas money.
What's up, Brandy? I see you there somewhere. I see all you guys. Sorry. So I'll catch up with you.
Yeah. So who else is in chat? So if you guys have any questions for Mike, feel free. You know, just throw them up there in chat. Put them in caps so we can see them. And it's good that you can see the questions and chat. So if I miss something,
Oh yeah. Oh, they're coming in hot, bro.
so where's your hot spot in Long Island?
I mean, I grew up on the North Shore, and I'm in mid Suffolk, so I'm pretty much right north of you, where you are in Ronkonkoma. I'm like a little more north of you, but you'd be surprised. I have a spot that's like from the lake is like, without giving details, it's like 4 minutes from the lake, and it's like this like little like fishing hole. It was like a honey hole that nobody knows is there, and I went there and I'm like, let me try squatching here. And like it looked promising or whatever, but not till I got to the exit. I was like, I even turned off the video I was doing, and I always do like a selfie video or like pictures, like when I'm leaving, like puts me, you know, for myself, my personal vault, like puts me in that place, like you know, like I remember what I did there, you know what I mean? Like I just
Sure.
like I give myself an old like a personal, you know, video or whatever, or pictures that I have. So I have like a side page that I put them on that aren't like there's no followers on. So but I used to fish this, so like let me try. But so when I started doing that selfie video, I ended up posting it because like a rock came in which I didn't hear, and then like another one came in. It was like boom, because there was rocks on at my feet. I was really loud, so a lot of times I find these places by accident. You know what I mean? Like I was fishing there, like trying to keep it a secret for fishing purposes. Like, and
I know what it's like to have a honey hole.
Yeah, little freshwater honey hole. I mean, and they boom, boom. As long as you got worms, it's like nonstop, boom, boom, boom. Like, and I was like, let me just try it. Little did I know, I was going there for like 5, 6 years, 7 years almost, and I had no idea that this was like a little spot, you know. So I saw something you highlighted, but I don't know where it went.
Tracy, you kind of basically just answered Tracy's question. She said, what got you started to know they were there?
Oh, there's a guy named Frosted Forest Sasquatch, and he's in Alabama, and he started posting. I was walking around like kind of like for like 5 years after I got out of the Army. I was having a lot of issues, PTSD.
Thank you for serving.
Yeah, I got into addiction bad, like a lot of things were going wrong. I couldn't get anything right, and it was like my serenity. Like I would walk, and I actually like started like pretending to squatch. Like I didn't really think they were there, but I was like almost like pretending. And I did it for like 5 years. That was now my main site. But like one day, this guy posted something that said roadside structures, and I'm like, what? I'm like, what do you mean roadside? You know what I mean? I'm like, they gotta be like, don't they gotta be like like, don't you
Deep
gotta
in the
go?
woods.
Yeah, I'm like, don't you gotta go like forever, and don't you gotta be in like Oregon? So I was like, Alabama. So I started looking at this guy, and I was watching him, and I started watching a couple of things. So then I just started trying it, and then lo and behold, I started to realize they're just like everywhere. It's just a matter of like, I don't know. I just kind of let them come to me. I try to like make a connection somehow. So
Yeah, I was in that camp. I was guilty of thinking there was only, one, when I was younger, it was in the Pacific Northwest. And it wasn't until recently and finding all these different channels and where it's like they are everywhere, and
yeah.
not to convince, but to get that word out is it's not easy. I talk to people all the time, tourists, and I feel them out, and I'll bring it up. I'll ask them where they're from. If I get California, or Northern California, Washington, Oregon, I'll be like, oh, Sasquatch territory.
Yeah.
Some laugh, some are like, yeah, man, I've heard, they have a story to tell.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean,
so go ahead.
That's really what I think too. Like that's what I always thought. And then I don't know, just one day it clicked, and one day things started happening too. So I was actually going live streams for the longest time because I didn't know what I was doing. So I'd just go live stream because I knew a couple of people would be there with a little experience. Brandy's here. Brandy's one of them. She'd be like, I remember once she's like, oh, look, there's a blue Mylar. I stopped the whole live feed. I had to ask her like 3 times, like, what's a blue Mylar? Like, what are you even saying to me? Like, what's a blue Mylar? It's a balloon, but I don't know. Like, to me, it's just like, I don't know. Like, here, we're like kind of ignorant. Like, we just kind of like, everything's like quick. Like, everything's got to be quick. Like, nobody's saying the long version of everything. So I never even heard what the word Mylar in my entire life. So, like,
So Diane Fowler asks, what is the scariest experience you've ever had?
I don't know if you got like Bubba's like the main Bigfoot that I see, like that I deal with, and he the first time I saw him was the scariest, and not, he's the one I'm friendliest with and closest with. I don't worry about at all. But the first time I saw him in full scale, I dropped to the floor, fetal position, screaming, no, 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 crying, rolling, like I got up, I ran, like I was like I was a hot mess after that, like for probably a couple of days, like, so a lot of people don't, haven't seen that because it's way, way back. But
Sure.
But that, like, people are like, oh, this guy, like, he's not even scared. Like I've been there. I've been in, I'm still scared, but I got more of a game face now.
Well, your paradigm was shook to its core originally. So, I mean,
yeah.
but now it's part of your paradigm. So
yeah, that's weird to say, but yeah.
It is. I even think about it. It's part of mine. I didn't experience it. I've had paranormal experiences, but I mean, I believe what I believe. I believe they're out there, and so it wouldn't shock me if I saw one. It might scare the shit out of me, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I tell you, I don't know. There's no real preparation for it. That's why if somebody comes out with me and they're like, I've had a couple of guys come out with me in the past like couple months, and they're like, oh, I want to see one, and I'm like, you sure?
Yeah, be careful what you wish for.
Like, are you sure? You can't go back, man. You can't go back. Like, it's one thing to be like, oh, I really want to see a Bigfoot. But then when you see one and you know that it's walking, and this is our neighborhood, that near neighborhood, like, so like to know that this thing's strolling around, you have to put a lot of faith in what they are, like, and you know what I mean? Like, you have to put a lot of faith in that they're not going to hurt you, because like they're massive, they're
Sure.
massive, and it's just scary. I don't know. It's an odd thing for me to introduce people to it, so I don't know.
Well, I could imagine. I mean, you having experienced it, and I think people should take the advice, that you have to offer about wanting an experience. I still, there's just something about it. I want to see it.
Yeah.
And I've been through a lot of shit, so
Yeah, bro. Trust me.
I,
Like some people see it and they never want to see it again. Some people see it and they're like, "Give me more, give me more, give me more." You know, like I got to know more. I'm one of those people.
so Jennifer Noble asked, Mike, did you get any footage of Bigfoot come into your house? I couldn't find any on your channel.
Yeah, yeah, quite often. I just put it on. I just put pictures on the page. I didn't post the video because the video was kind of like short and I don't know. It just wasn't. The pictures I took from the little short video were better because and I had to offset the time I posted it in case I'm being watched. So when they're in the yard, I don't like to post it in real time. So I waited all day, but it was at like dawn basically. But I put it in the community part of the page. I mean on the channel. On the channel it's in the community part. It's probably back about 10 posts. But you have to zoom in. So if you go to the Long Island Bigfoot page, you'll see the post and it's I zoomed in twice so you could see them and it's a couple of them sitting there right by my pool in the backyard.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
there you go. Something to check out. I'm definitely going to check that out. More people showing up. Mike Patrick, what's up, buddy? Del, welcome. Good to see you. Ryan, if you guys haven't checked it out, I'm guessing, Ryan, has that channel kicked off yet, or are you still putting it together? Ryan Tremblay has a new channel coming out, A Whisper to a Scream Cryptids podcast. Definitely check that out. Support him. Who else is here? Bud the Red, I think I said hi, or I know I said hi earlier over on Carrie's. But welcome, dude. Good to see you.
Oh, A Whisper to
Bud
a
the
Scream.
Red.
Sorry.
Mike, do you feel everyone should see?
Oh, no.
Do you not? My bad. I read it wrong.
I don't think everyone should see. I wish that everyone was trustworthy enough to see, but it's not the case, bro. It's not. In my opinion, I think they select who they select for. I don't know why, but they select who they select. I think the way I phrase it is like, when you buy a Fire Stick, and like it's like you could buy it and like they'll show you some stuff like and then but like all of a sudden you get unlocked, like somebody unlocks your Fire Stick and now you see everything. And like that's kind of how I look at it, like with the Bigfoot. It's like like I'm out there and I'm looking, but until I get unlocked, like then like I'm able to like see it all. So I don't know. Sometimes I post something and it's like clear as day, and I hear somebody say, and they're not even being mean about it, like trolling. They're just like, I don't see it. I don't get it. Like I'm like I don't know how to make this easier.
Yeah.
So I there's got to be a reason for it.
I don't know if it's just opportunity or since you were going to that fishing hole for so long, they, I believe they know intent, they can sense your intent. You're not a bad person. So, I don't know how it works, but I think there's those little things that they, pick up on that figure, okay, well, this guy seems all right. And I don't know. I don't know how, it's so odd.
I was walking around that place for 5 or 6 years, bro, and like I didn't see one. I didn't see one of them. Like I saw signs, I saw this, I saw that, like, but I didn't see one. Not like that. Not like anything solid. And then all of a sudden one day, boom, just was on and popping.
Megan Richardson's always got these questions. It's just you mentioned Mylar, I guess. So that question, Mike, have you brought Sasquatch a pretty balloon and saying happy birthday to him?
I haven't saying happy birthday, but I do off camera. What you guys don't see is I spent this dog. I spend about I spend time sometimes afterwards or before, or I go at least once a week and I spend time with them, and I sit and I play other researchers' videos, or I play music for them and stuff, and I say like, oh, look, like here's something, like, so I'll just sit and play music for them, and I've played some pretty weird songs and sat there with them, and I put out bagels, and I put out all sorts of stuff around me and see if they come in. And but I'll do that till my phone dies. Sometimes it lasts like 4 or 5 hours.
So I have to ask, and you'll find this amusing. Do they like bagels?
Uh, so here's the thing. Some of them, like I say, they're individuals because some of them take things and some of them don't. And like I've had some of the bagels in one place, just poof, gone. As soon as I came back up the hill, I came back to the top of the hill, like it's a big hill, so it took me a while to go down and up. But I came back up and there was like a half a dozen of them gone. And then I've come back to another place and I left a dozen and they combined them in a pile and left them there. They did that to me with oranges once too. I guess they were saying like, hey, here's all your crap, take it with you. We
Excuse me. No, the reason I say this, my sister and brother-in-law own a bagel store. Here in
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I love a good bagel.
Yeah, and these guys they researched before they opened the store, and they went to New York and went to all the major bagel stores and they really did the research and they make a mean bagel. They make an East Coast New York style bagel, you know.
Yeah, there's certain ways to make it, but there's a couple ways to make it, and one way is a lot better than the other.
Yeah, boil them first.
That's it, man. You nailed it. You nailed it.
I did see Audrey had a question, and I have to scroll up. It's a good question, Mike. Has your life been better or worse since your sighting? Did they ever help you in your life?
Oh yeah, they're healers for sure. I was really in bad shape for a while, really bad shape. I haven't had back pain. I had chronic, like I don't know if you guys know my story really, but I have a lot of PTSD from war and I got in a couple of explosions. So like not only I got like a traumatic brain injury they call it, and like my back so messed up, and I don't know. Basically, I'm just really messed up. I don't walk around and talk about it, but since I started, because when I go out there, I try to leave all that behind. All the problems of life, I try to leave behind. But they, it's not something I bring to the channel often. But so they've healed me quite a bit. Like sometimes I can literally sit there and like it feels like they're just literally like sitting with me and like healing me. And I shut my eyes and I meditate. And I use Reiki. I don't know if you guys know what Reiki is, but.
My sister practices. I don't know what level she's at, but she's like, I don't think she's a Reiki master yet, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm a level 2, and I know enough where it's cool. But when you go to 3 and then 4 is master, the masters are like whatever they learn along the way. It's almost like karate. Once you're a sensei, like you can't teach. You could teach others.
Sure. So
it's kind of the same concept because it's Far East. It's Far East stuff. It's only been out here. They kept it a good secret for a long time.
Sure.
So, but I couldn't wait because when people were using Reiki on me and I was finally like getting comfortable and relaxing and all my worries were passing away. Like I was like, wow, there's something to this. I got to learn more about it.
That's amazing. It's awesome that you found therapy in this, and that's really awesome, dude. And I have too. I've been through some stuff, and this is the people in the community are just amazing, and I'm happy to be here, and thanks for joining me tonight. Everybody's just like, keep doing what you're doing, be yourself. And I'm like, right on. I keep thinking, well, if I get bigger, I'm going to have to change something. No, I don't have to change the damn thing. I just got to keep doing what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Don't change the recipe, bro.
Yeah, no.
Just when somebody offers an idea, I'm not like, oh, like I see some people like, no, it's not how I do it. Like, no, like I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll give it a try for you.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But I'll go out and say, hey, so and so asked me to do this for you, and I do it. Like, like I don't mind, It's
I'm open to suggestions. And hell, anybody can come on my show and just hang out.
I like that. I like that about it, man. I like that. It's very cool. I liked when you had Lynn on. That was cool.
Yeah, Lynn is awesome. And hey, there she is. Lynn Parsons. Good to
Yeah,
see
she,
you.
yeah.
And here she said, I got Reiki once and sobbed. I lost control of my emotions.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll tell you what it does is it moves around your energy and it gets you out of your own way and lets you heal naturally. That's all it does. You're just kind of helping the person be themselves. That's all. And like it's just a movement of energy, and like it's cool. I don't know. It helps me too, and if you need a good cry, that's what it's gonna do. You know.
Really?
Yeah, whatever it is. If like when I do a biosense scan or whatever it's called, like it'll take me to your hot spot. If your neck hurts, like it'll tell me to go there. Like I don't know. One day, the first time I did it, I didn't know the girl had a nasal congestion for 2 months, but like I was going like this over her face. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was pulling. So she said when she woke up from it or whatever, she was relaxed. She wasn't asleep. She's like, "Wow, my nose is finally clear. What'd you do?" I don't know. It was the first time I did it.
I don't know. It's perfect honesty. I don't know.
We were
You feel better?
we were
awesome.
we were still in class. I didn't know what the.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. I haven't looked into it. I really haven't talked to my sister about it. I know she's practicing.
Yeah, I used to go live every morning for like I did it for like 2 weeks, and I spoke on the parts of it that I take out. Like I customized it kind of because I don't use it like out in the public. Like I don't like practice it like that. So like I just kind of like customized it to use it for like swatching. Like so I don't know. Like I kind of like just talk about the parts that I use really. So there's different ones. Like there's like a Christian version. Like there's someone who does Reiki. So if like you're a Christian and you're like, oh, this isn't this doesn't fit with my religion. Like there's a woman who like teaches it. She customized it to like be like a Christian way through to do it. So like you can put your own spin on anything. Take what you want and leave the rest. You know what I mean?
Well, I work in Sedona, Arizona, and there's a lot of holistic healers and I'm sure a lot of Reiki, going on there. It's a lot of new age stuff, and it's a gorgeous place. A lot of different energy fields there, or vortexes, or whatever they call. I mean, they have vortex tours there. We kind of goof on it sometimes, but as locals, well, I'm a transplant, obviously. But, yeah, I mean, I'm from Jersey. Come on. And it's funny because there's not a lot of, let me back this up so I don't say the wrong thing. There's a lot of people that live here from the East Coast. It's funny because I'll ask, where are you from? And they'll say Arizona. I'm just like, originally? They're like, yeah. I'm like, good for you. There's a lot of people that moved here from back east, and I know all over. And now California is inundating us. They're moving out of Cali and coming to Arizona.
Yeah.
Whatever. So Brandy Urson says Jersey, yay.
Brandy.
Is that Brandy? Right on. Welcome, Brandy.
That's one of my admin right there. She's awesome.
Right on.
Yeah, she's got her own channel and page now. Bigfoot Encrypted NE Northeast.
Is she in Jersey?
Yeah, and then Paul is one of the other admin on LIB, and they both branched out and did their own thing. So she's in Massachusetts and she's in Jersey, so they both have a Northeast page. Yeah,
Ryan Tremblay just said he's originally from Massachusetts.
Oh yeah, there you go. There's so much going on. Oh, but Bud Thread. He just said it. He said it perfect. That's how I describe it.
Bud Thread.
Yeah. But using energy, no hands on. Yeah, that's exactly how I describe it.
Right on. That's what I thought, but I definitely would have to look into this. Just to be able to manipulate energy like that,
Yeah, it's interesting, like, because it's there. I don't know how to explain it really. Like I carry around my like purple workbook because I don't know enough. Like I did a crash course. I did I got certified in one on a Saturday, and then they were doing two, and I was like, "Can I go to two?" And they were like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right." So I did them both, and it's expensive to get certified, but I got lucky where they were donating to a master was donating free certifications to combat vets.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, so it's expensive from what I hear, but I got mine for free, luckily, because I could have never afforded it.
So Wonder Woman wants to know, Mike, has Mike ever had have you ever had an out of body experience?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, visions and like channeling, like channel writing and stuff, like ghost writing, some people call it, stuff like that. I mean, it's hard to say because like I'm still conscious of it. Like I feel like I could stop it at any given time. I just kind of let it happen. Like sometimes I'm like, this ain't the right time, but so. But sometimes
I don't know if that's exactly an out of body experience, is it?
Yeah, so I don't know if that's what I don't think so. No. If that's
But that's cool. I mean, if you're channeling and you're
yeah, it's weird. It's not like my thoughts going down like it happens fast too. It's very odd, man. It's very odd. It doesn't happen often, but it does.
That's interesting. I've experienced some telepathy stuff, but
yeah, I mean, I guess like you kind of when you're experiencing that stuff, like try like put a pen in your hand or like even like your phone to a text position. I don't know, like just kind of see what happens. It's weird. Like it's happened to me like where the telepathy came through and I just happened to have the stuff handy, and that's kind of when it happens. It's interesting.
Wow. I didn't. I'm fascinated with the whole psychic thing.
It throws me off, man. It throws me off because I don't know.
I've experienced things that just there's no doubt in my mind that telepathy exists and picking up someone's thoughts. Guy could be standing. This is how it happened for me for years. Driving down the road and I get a thought in my head. Something pops into my head and the guy next to me verbally says it. It's like, why did you say that? I was just thinking that.
Right.
Now I figured it out. I'm picking up thoughts.
Yeah. So like people people say mind speak all the time. I mean, why do we have to rename it? Why do we have to rename it?
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It's telepathy. Why do we have to rename it? Like, I don't. That's where a lot of things go wrong. Like, I think, like, because we're trying to put a new spin on things.
Well, these days everything's sugar coated. Don't offend. I mean, telepathy sounds too paranormal. I think mind speak. Okay, but that's different. What is that? Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing.
Let's see. Just gotta make sure I'm not missing anything. Chopper, what's up, buddy? Chopper says I'm an empath.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't envy you.
Yeah, I'm interested to.
Professor OJ, you're absolutely right. Well, Jersey boys talk Jersey Devil. What is your take on the Jersey Devil?
Me? I have no idea. I'd love to tell you, but I don't know. Like, I mean, the Montauk Monster happened near me, and I still don't have a clue what that is,
Oh, the one that washed up on the beach?
Yeah, like, I mean, the Jersey Devil to me is probably some kind of demonic or something, some kind of evil. I don't know. Like, I put it right in there with, like, Mothman and all that kind of stuff, so... It's hard for me to say because I don't know. Like, I don't like to speak on things unless like I.
Sure, no, I understand completely, man. I wasn't sure,
If it didn't happen to me, I don't really like to talk on it, like, because I'll talk about it, but like,
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know what I know just from growing up in New Jersey and hearing about it all my life. As a kid, I spent all my time in the woods. And then the local paper would put some story about, the Jersey Devil. And it's interesting because as far as cryptids go, it's one of the only that cryptids that has an origin story,
Yeah. Yeah, true.
So it's fascinating.
Yeah, because you can't just say like, oh, like it's a dog man in New Jersey, and that's what people are seeing because it's different.
Yeah, it's different.
Is tonight a premiere night? I'm sorry, I'm getting messages. I don't know.
Yeah,
Dark hours messaging me. I can't. All right, sorry.
Albo says, I think mind speak is a more specific term than telepathy.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
Telepathy can be a little broad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like we lose people. I feel like we lost people in the explanation. That's what I'm trying to say. We might have lost people who understand because telepathy is general to the public. So by us putting a mind speak word on it, we're kind of, I feel like we might have like isolated ourselves almost somehow. Like we could, like we made it different. So I don't know. A lot of people want the public to know. So like I try to put things in a way that they'll understand.
Layman terms.
Yeah. Sometimes breaking it down, like the KISS method is the best way to go.
Keep it simple, stupid.
That's the one.
I'm well aware of that one.
Yeah. That's how they teach us in boot camp, bro.
Yep. Let's see. Let's see. Whoop, wrong one.
Oh, Mike, have you ever been given messages for humanity in general, or just personal ones? Just personal. There's one that's like it's like a vision where I'm gonna be like, I think I told you guys once, but like I saw myself walking with one down like Main Street. It was almost like a parade, but nobody else was there. And people were just staring at us, and like it was almost like an unveiling. But I was way older. So I guess like when I tell people that, like it's almost like there's there's like a outing, like a public outing for them soon, but like it's not soon. Like I was older, so I'm able to like generalize that I'm 36 now, so I think 36, 37, whatever. But I was definitely like, I had like grayer hair and stuff.
Oh, it could be 30 years from now.
Yeah, it could be. I could be 60 or I could be 45. I don't know.
Let's hope not.
So it's hard for me to say, but that could, when I say that, that's something that can translate to the public, I guess. Or to humanity, as you said. I don't want to hijack your show here. I feel like everyone's asking me questions.
Like anybody's lined up. I don't see anything popping up, guys. If you want to come on, you know what to do. Email me. I don't see anything in mail. Double check this one.
Oh, it's cool. World Bigfoot Radio.
Yes, you can, Lynn. Lynn's gonna come on, dude. I know you liked her the other day, and we just had a conversation recently.
Cool. I could take a little back seat. Thank you, guys. That was fun. Thank you.
Yeah, let me take a minute and send this to her. She said, "Can I join the condo?" Of course you can.
Let me tell you, Lynn, like her story, I ain't never shut up and listened in a while like that. Like her details had me like seeing like a movie. Like it was good. It was real good the way she was describing.
Yeah, it was. I mean, and it was kind of macabre, and it's, some people didn't like it. Just it's a sore subject. Not sore, it's a touchy subject. I mean, it even bothered me at times, like when she was talking about, bothered in a good way, when she was talking about, being in Iraq and finding bodies.
You know what? I think that's when I left, guys. So like, I apologize.
Yeah, but that got to me, and
that's when I bowed out. I think.
Yeah, and I don't mean to, I didn't.
No, you're
me
good. Just
now. I'm like, dope.
You're good. You're good.
I have a tendency to insert foot lately.
I'm easy, bro. I'm telling you.
No, man. Yeah, she's just this amazing stories.
Yeah.
Brandy says, Mogs, you got any good Jersey stories? No. Nothing paranormal. Well, wait a minute. No, my parent. Oh, I lived in a haunted house for a little while in Jersey, in Bergen County. It wasn't haunted when I started. Well, let me rewind that. I knew the people who were haunting it before, when they were alive. So, all right, Lynn's here. Let's bring her up. Hey, Lynn.
How are y'all? I'm good.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Oh, hang on. I got to turn my TV off, mute. Sorry about that.
Hey, Lynn.
All right. Now we're good.
Mike, Lynn, Mike.
Hey.
Mike enjoyed your show the other night.
I was hearing that, and I kind of went through the chat and saw where he was saying good night, that it had affected him. And I felt badly. I didn't want to, cause anyone stress or, but I think it's and I did, like my buddy that was the personnel recovery on the mission, he corrected me. He said that the bomb dog did not find the cartridges that he did, that he was like he used to be a special forces sensitive site exploitation guy who mostly did bombs, explosives, that kind of stuff. He went to school to learn all that. So after he retired, he went into personnel recovery as kind of a personal recovery for him, and because he'd been, blown up a couple of times pretty significantly, and him and I got blown up a couple, not badly, like firecracker, tire popper type things, and a couple of different convoys, and shot at, and that kind of stuff tends to bond people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You become family after that.
Yeah, exactly.
No doubt.
That's him. He actually opened the door for the cadaver dogs to kind of step into personnel recovery, because we didn't really fit in with military working dogs. So we train a little differently, and they were like, "Ooh, human remains, that's disgusting." And but
the dog. You mean the dogs?
No, the people, like the in the military, the bomb dog handlers, the like everybody, in theory, everybody is like, oh yeah, it's pretty good. You can use it. It's an asset that can be used to locate missing or run blood trails or locate DNA evidence, that kind of thing, blood evidence. But when you actually invite people out to training, and you're setting things out that are offensive to everything, it's I don't know. I'm kind of lost. I don't want to say anything too gruesome, but
That's right.
Trying to gauge what I'm saying and not freak everybody out. But yeah, I was cadaver dog handler, and we train on blood, bone, and tissue. And my particular specialty was skeletal remains. I've always been a history nerd, so that was really where I leaned on to work my dog, and he really chose the odor. I went into search thinking, like everybody does, search and rescue. I'm going to find that missing little girl, and I'm going to bring her home, and everything's going to be good. Well, my dog decided that he really loved the odor of dead people. And so I went with it, and I went hard. And it ended up letting me travel quite a bit, so I didn't mind it at all.
Yeah, that's interesting, huh?
Yeah, yeah, it opened up a whole, and now I used to do like demos for different people. They'd have groups in at Alfall Palace, and so I uh do a big speech and show the dogs around and get the picture in the palace chair, Saddam's chair, all that
Oh
good stuff.
yeah, that place is crazy. I wasn't in Iraq, but I've seen so many pictures. It's crazy, that place.
Yeah, it's the palace was headquarters basically. And
Hmm.
for a while, like when I first went to work over there, I was working for JIDIC, which is Joint Detainment Interrogation something or another. And
Yeah, some abbreviation,
yeah, yeah, acronym.
acronym. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one, that word. And so anyway, that we were looking for Matthew Maupin, and we kept concentrating in this area called the Clover Leaf, and it came out later. Like JIDIC was basically a secret squirrel thing, and
Hmm.
anyway, it came out later that we were looking in the wrong place. That we had to shift the focus about 20 miles north of where we were looking at, and it and his remains, well, I don't want, in case a family member, I don't want to, he was located by by the group, and one of our cadaver dogs, handled by a gentleman who was he'd been a dog handler in Vietnam, and he was a sentry dog handler in Vietnam. So he was working a female German Shepherd named Tess, and Tess was part of that recovery, and it all worked out fairly well. I did not participate in that search anything other than training, and we would rotate out different searches. There were three cadaver dog handlers and dogs in country that covered technically both Afghanistan and Iraq, but I never went to Afghanistan. A few of the handlers did. There was one time that I was supposed to go to Afghanistan, and that mission went all kinds of fucked up. It was for a medical person, and there's like a foundation now because she was killed during the mission. Her personal locator beacon, PLB, was with her clothing or on her clothes somewhere different than where she was. So the intel came in that she was being held in this one area, and one of the SEALs accidentally threw a grenade into the area that she was in and killed her. Yeah, so I was like just a hair away from being on that mission and being a part of that. Now I would have totally freaked out because
Yeah,
yeah,
That's rough.
I mean
yeah,
that's a bad thing. That's a bad last thing to see. I mean,
absolutely, yeah.
yeah.
And but I mean, I worked with some really cool people. There were uh the guys that worked on the in personnel recovery had to have a special forces background, and so I got introduced to a lot of pretty interesting training. There were some Air Force guys that came up, so we did some like low key SEER, not like the real stuff, but just an overview. They wanted to make sure that we knew how to read maps and
Mhm.
you know go through all the, if you get taken, they're probably going to do this, this, and this, and all the pertinent information that really freaks you out.
Yeah, Sears training is nuts.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Hats off to those guys. Wow, they
Oh
go
yeah.
through
For sure.
and you know, I mean, people give the Air Force a hard time, but they're like combat SAR. What the hell are they called? PJs. They're pretty cool, man.
Yeah, a lot of
Hmm.
Hi.
Got to bring the dog in. Right on, man.
He's a hand. Such a hand.
We're all surrounded by dogs.
Excuse me. Yeah, mine are in my house right now.
He just never wants to stay inside. He wants to. He like. There's. I don't know what's out there, but he's trying to tell me something. So yeah. There's so many different trainings. Like I was at Fort Benning before I deployed, and they have like every single type of training there.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, they'd ask me to do certain things like airborne and stuff. I'd be like, no, I'm good. Like, I just wanted to stay regular, like as average as possible.
Yeah, I can dig it. My dad was actually stationed there when he met my mother. So, and I went to CRC there, which is, lightweight. Make sure you kind of understand what you're getting into when you go overseas as a contractor. But there's no way you can teach that. It's like a general overview of hazards and what to look for and all that good shit.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times they'd be coming. They'd sound off the the rocket alarm, or that they were breaking through the gates or the base or whatever, and I'd have civilian contractors hanging on the back of my vest. Like just
oh shit.
Like because they didn't have Kevlar, so they'd be like, right behind me, like everywhere I moved, they would just be like behind me. Like, wow. I feel bad, like there's no preparing really for it in general. Like when you're not, we train for it like all the time.
Right. And, it was second nature. Your weapon was second nature. Your gear was second nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was in Korea for a year, and we did training all the time for, it's like a ceasefire over there or something. And so we trained all the time.
Right.
Like, and even for weird stuff, like I had to do, what's it called? Something like, it was like water survival or something, like we had to do drown proofing, and they dropped like the helicopter underwater with us in it, and you got to swim with all your gear, and drop it. They bring the helicopter, the mock helicopter up, and then we drop our gear down, and we got to jump down, and it's like I don't know, that was different though, because it was like you were preparing for a different thing in case it happened, but
right.
So I don't know, but like you said, it just kind of. It kind of gets like it's muscle memory.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. After a while, while I was at CRC, I was issued my Kevlar front and rear plates, but not side plates. And
oh yeah,
I got the old school. Not the Mitch helmet, but the
the one that breaks when you drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
It was so it sounds like there's like old shit that's out of date and whatnot. And they had to like jimmy on a specialty engineer a nods mount onto my helmet because it wasn't the right helmet, but I had to have night vision capability, and so they kind of jammed that on. But and every time, like they realized after I'd already been out on mission, I was the 10th Mountain guys disappeared the day after I arrived in Iraq.
Mm.
And so we all just started working immediately. Like the guy that I was supposed to be replacing, he stayed a little longer and did like the initial searches where they were ambushed outside of I think it would be a COB, actually, Combat Operating Base, or possibly a FOB, small FOB.
Yeah, it might be a FOB.
But Incheon, did you ever in the Triangle of Death? Were you familiar with that area?
No, I was in Kandahar in Afghanistan most of the time, and then And then I got sent out on this little mission, and I ended up in like Herat, up in the Helmand province.
Right.
So I was up in there for a little while, and we were on like a small fob. But I was with they needed a mechanic for the for like a Marine like recon force battalion. So they said they needed a mechanic, but they didn't. We didn't do mechanics. So like we learned a lot of stuff. I don't know if you know like the CROW system and the MRAP. So they taught me how to use that.
Right.
So I didn't have to gun. I didn't have to be a gunner outside the MRAP. I got to do it from inside. So I had the screen and the headphones and the joystick and the 50 cal and the team went zoom 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 zoom. From up top, which was cool. But
Right.
yeah, so I mean that was really the only time I went up there, and I hurt my back. I got really hurt, and they kicked me out after like 2 months. So I went back to Kandahar. So I found out later I had kidney stones, but I mean I didn't know.
Well, that'll put you down.
Yeah. So I kept trying to truck along, but it didn't work out. So
Yeah, I went out on this one mission, and it was like this. There was like 3 Chinooks and 2 fucking black. Sorry, didn't mean to drop the F-bomb.
Why the fuck not?
I was like, oh, no, I'm on air.
No, you're allowed to do that here.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so this huge mission, and we're going out. We've gotten intel that one of the 10th Mountain guys or something. Anyway, we had 2 different areas to search. So we've got like 1 dog handler, and I was the supervisor at the time, the on-ground supervisor. And so I sent one guy who actually was a ballistics guy with the FBI who handled a cadaver dog on the side. Because stateside cadaver dog search and rescue, it's all volunteer. You don't get paid for it. So,
wow.
Yeah, but anyway, he was also like helicopter certified first aid guy or something or another. He flew enough hours per month to maintain his nurse certification for air. So he's a really cool guy to have around, a great asset to the team. I sent him into Owasat, which was an area that I had worked out of several times and had never really had any problem. The people didn't seem that horrendously hostile toward us, but that culture is different. They'll invite you in and serve you tea, and as long as you're under their roof, they're like culturally obligated to be hospitable. But as soon as you walk away, they can shoot at you. So, and interesting times. But anyway, so I sent the one handler over to Owasat, and I went into this other area. And it was the only time I ran into a guy on the mission that told me that women didn't belong on the battlefield, and he never let me leave. Like, we'd taken over this classroom, and he never let me leave. Like, I just spent 3 days sitting on a concrete floor with my dog, and we were, pardon? Sorry.
No worries.
Something's going on here. Anyway, but so
Lynn, do you have YouTube on?
Maybe. Let me.
Getting an echo.
Yep. That's it. Hang on. Let me go over to YouTube.
No worries.
I'm working on an iPad, and I tend to scream a little bit while I'm under pressure.
Don't take your time.
Yeah, it's all good.
I don't hear you echo. I hear me echo. That's weird.
There was a story back when about a Kandahar monster. Like
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, and that's where I was, and I never heard about it while I was there, but I heard about it afterwards. And apparently, I don't know. There was like a Green Beret special force guy. I heard he was speaking on it. I get asked all the time, but I never heard a thing about it. But apparently, he was speaking on the mission, but then he stopped. So I have to look into it. So.
Right on. I knew that was going to come up because that's the first thing. As soon as I heard Kandahar, I was like, yeah.
It's interesting because like I get kind of I just like wonder. I'm like, damn, like I was right there probably. Like they're good at hush hush game though.
Sure. Now I'm getting echo off for you. Why am I getting an echo?
Oh, I don't know. I'm getting a million messages a second, so it could be that.
No, I hear myself. That's odd. I usually never have a problem with echoes.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's still an echo. It's like normally you'll get an echo when you don't have an echo at all. You don't hear anything.
No, I don't hear anything. It's good. You guys are both good on my end.
That's weird, man.
Yeah.
I even hear it with you, and I don't know it's my microphone. Real, you're getting an echo? Yeah, echo. Let me try something. How do I do this? All right. So I just muted you, Mike. So I'm not getting that echo. I muted your mic. Let me unmute it. Hold on. Yeah, it seems. I just muted your mic and it stopped. I'm not getting it.
All right, I'll hop off, bro.
No, if you have, do you have YouTube playing on something else?
No, but
That's weird.
No, but it's all good. You guys talk. I was here.
She's not even backstage right now, Lynn. If you're there, you're more than welcome to come back. But all I hear is echo.
All right. Well, I don't want to screw your show up, so
dude.
I'll drop backstage, see if it fixes it.
All right. Hold on. Let me check 1 2. I actually did a check. That's funny. Yeah, no, it went away. Pappy, you might be on to something. Haha, because the subject matter triggered the special listening service to tune in. I hope not. And Mike just dropped out of backstage, so sorry, buddy. You're more than welcome to come back. We'll try it again. Lynn is back. Here we go.
All right. Do we have a...
There you are. I hear you perfectly. No echo. For some reason, it was coming from Mike's end. I don't know why. Everything was good. He didn't change anything, I'm sure.
Crap. Now, where was I at? Yeah, so I sent one handler over to OSOT, and man, lucky in the cadaver world, but not lucky. He did find several sets of he found a bag of remains of dead infants.
No, geez, let's not go there.
Yeah, he was a father, and that messed him up. And he'd seen some shit, but that was more than he was willing to. So that the bad guys, the extremists, had come through at some point and did really awful things. And they tended to target women and children because they're easy targets. And anyway, but wow. So I end up sitting, we're doing this, we're all loading on this Chinook, and I'm in the front of the line, and I've got the dog, and I've got my pack on my back, and I'm all geared up, and I weigh about a total of 120 pounds, 125 pounds at this point. My gear was crazy heavy. So as soon as I lifted one leg and we're all running, they've got this freaking Chinook full of army dudes running behind me and me in the front, and headed toward this Chinook. And as soon as I hit that ramp, whabow, I fell on my face. I have
into the
oh yeah, I smacked. I
helicopter.
totally just ate metal on the ramp of the helicopter. I've got a divot still out of my shin bone on my left leg from that impact, but I had to like shake it off and go ahead and load up and anyway, go on with the day. And then I was trying to hide my injury from because there was an army military working dog handler there, and there was a marine like engineers, I forget what, SSD, specialized search dog there, little Malinois, little female Malinois. So we're all in the same room. The army dude with the dog that's bite trained is next to the door in case anything happens. And then next in is the marine dog handler and his dog. And the dude's monstrously huge. And I mean, tall, lanky dude. Anyway, and then there's me in the back of the thing. And so the school was just crazy. Like, I sit there for 3 days, and the commanding officer in charge of everything, like, he comes in and he's talking to me, and he's the one that decided women didn't belong on the battlefield, so he didn't send me out. And I really didn't know at the same time my the other mission was like going to complete shit. The like their informant led them directly over an IED. And one of the army guys stepped on the IED and was pretty severely injured. The interpreter behind him was pretty severely injured. The dog that I had sent out, eardrums were ruptured because of the blast. The dog didn't take any, physical bloody injuries.
Sure.
Anyway, so I didn't know this was going on because this was, we weren't, the handlers weren't in contact with each other during the mission. And so I'm just sitting on the floor of this school that we've taken over. And there was a major along with us, and he would occasionally come in and talk to me. And he came in one time, and we were kind of chatting, and I asked him, hey, do they teach English at this school? And he kind of laughed at me. He was like, no. And I pointed at the blackboard. I'm like, look at the blackboard. And I mean, really, it had been erased, but there was A, B, and then the Arabic writing numeral letters for each one. And after I pointed that out, the color left his face, and he immediately left the room. And so anyway, a lot of crap happened. We did not find who we were looking for. All kinds of stuff. And the because the guy had been like a flight medic, seeing the injured guy and not being able to go help him, because you cannot, in that circumstance, there could be another IED. So you can't just go running up to someone who's just been injured. And plus, he was a dog handler. It was not his. There was a medic. There was a, Army medic along. There were probably several people that had been through some type of medical training. Well, everybody goes through some type of medical training, and everybody carries their own medical kit if they're lucky and not a contractor and have to fight for it and get yelled at because you caused waves and all that good shit. But yeah, so that was pretty hairy.
Yeah, we talked earlier, and just some of the stories you have, it's just the where you've been and all over the world, in South America and Central America, and it's just really it's an amazing life you've led. It's not for everyone, that's for sure. Um, when we talked earlier, and I didn't, you mentioned some things about, I've worked, I've seen hunting dogs work, and you brought up some things that dogs are trained for that I wasn't aware of, and it was pretty cool. Um, you mentioned how it was a friend of yours, wasn't it, with the Galapagos and the snails?
Yeah, I have actually several friends of mine that I met through search and recovery. They also handle cadaver dogs, and so they trained two dogs to go to the Galapagos Islands. There is the same snail that is French cuisine escargot is like a humongous snail, and it's an invasive species, and they wanted to eradicate them from the ecosystem of the Galapagos, which is pretty diverse but fragile at the same
Fragile,
time.
yeah.
Yeah. So they trained these two dogs, and then they went down and spent like 10 days showing, like turning them over to the park people there and training them and showing them how to train. And at one point, I believe one of the trainers went back and like just did a tweaking on the dogs to make sure everything was okay. And usually when that happens, there's a handler error. You know, dogs know their odor, and but
Sure.
humans can mess them up. You can mess them up unintentionally. Like I didn't so much. Over time, my dog would go into a play bow and bark as his alert. And I had the team that I had originally started with, they wanted a bark and dig, which is very old and very quaint in the search and recovery world, because now you don't want damage to the bone or damage to the body. You don't want
Sure.
the
So
dog to come in
dig, yeah.
contact with the body. You want the dog to do a passive alert. And like the military is training dogs now where they like stare at source. So like a bomb dog that they will sit at the source, and then their eyes will be targeted straight at the odor, and they're trained to think that their toy reward comes from the odor itself,
Okay.
which is the like that's the golden epiphany of dog training. You want that dog to think that the odor is where that toy comes from, and the toy is what they work for. They'll do, that's
Sure.
their paycheck. If your boss works you for 3 or 4 weeks and doesn't pay you, are you going to keep working for him?
True.
Yeah, so the dog is the same way. So like in choosing a dog, people go, oh, any dog can use that has a nose, and my dog can track a possum. And so yes, a lot of dogs can. All dogs have the scenting ability to track, and you kind of have to work around their brain to um, bond them to the odor that they're going to be working for. And I was kind of lucky that my dog just kind of naturally. He was 16 weeks old, and I went to a disaster training. And mostly I was there to step and fetch and to get an overall view of what rubble training would be like. There was a big rubble pile at the port of Tampa that we were training on. And there were smaller piles around that they had set up for like the younger dogs and the beginner dogs, that just to get them used to going up on rubble.
Sure.
And they had put like a particularly stinky piece of whatever. I think at the time we were mostly training on towels. You get sometimes a medical examiner when they do autopsies. If you donate towels to them, they'll lay towels on the autopsy table, and then they autopsy the body,
Sure.
and then the towels come back to you, so they have a full range of body fluids soaked into the towel. towels, and then you use those pieces of towel. Like with retrievers, it's pretty easy. You take like a PVC pipe, cap the ends of it, and you drill holes all along the PVC pipe, and they sell them, but they sell them for a shit ton of money, and it's ridiculous. And you can make
Yeah, when you can make your own.
yeah. So you have like a PVC probe. Like some people call them probes, and you stuff a piece of the towel down inside of that, and use that as a retrieval toy. In like beginning foundation training, you hush. Nobody needs to hear what you got to say yet. You're not big enough to talk. Pardon me while I put my puppy in a headlock.
No worries.
Anyway, but yeah, so foundation training, what I do, and I tend to like retrievers. I have a German Shepherd, and I've trained German Shepherds. They tend to be a little delicate, and retrievers, they're not smart enough to be delicate, so they don't.
But they are amazing dogs, you know, as far as work dogs. It's just incredible to watch them work.
I had one German Shepherd that I was training to track, and this dog was like a bloodhound trapped in a German Shepherd body.
Wow.
Yeah, his nose would be straight on the ground, and his front legs would be splayed out, so his nose could be that low on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And, but because he was a German Shepherd, he would also, like at the end of a track, he'd lift his head up and air scent the target every time. It was he was pretty, and he was good, but I did not like. I learned pretty quick I didn't like running a tracking dog, because you're like at the end of a 15-foot lead, and you're running through the woods, and you get slammed into trees, and I don't like tree slams.
No.
It's
I try to avoid them.
Yeah, they kind of blow when you're going full tilt boogie behind a dog, and you're basically flapping in the wind, and suddenly you're face planted into an oak tree, or drug through about 900 gazillion spider webs.
Yeah, that's not. Spider webs are never fun.
Yeah, no. You become an instant karate expert at that point. But,
in a comedic way.
Yeah, exactly. Learn to use the tracking stick as a spider deterrent if you have I decided after a while, I was like, let's work the dog off lead, and let's look for dead people who tend to not move around a whole lot. And
yeah, you don't have to chase them.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, that was terrible.
That's pardon me. I have horrible senses of humor. But hey, so I don't know.
I gotta get some shout outs here to people in chat. Elaine, hi, great to see you here. Rosemary Andrews, good to see you too. Who else? I know there were some new people that popped in, and I didn't have time, and I apologize for Mike. You know, I didn't get some questions out there. I saw
Hey, did Mike fix his audio thing?
I don't know. Somebody, Pappy gave him if he wants to try to come back, Pappy said, and I should have thought of it, is put your the headphones in. If he's using his cell phone, you know, throw some headphones in, and it kills the speaker, so you won't get an echo. And that's might have been what was doing it.
Oh. Hey, somewhere around here, I have a headset. I should probably.
No, I'm not getting it with you at all. I don't know why all of a sudden it happened, but it does.
Weirdness.
Yeah, well, so it was just funny because Pappy was like, you know, it's the subject matter you're talking about. The people are listening in, you know. Yeah, there were some. No, that's not good.
Oh,
it's the wrong people.
Oh.
Yeah, somebody had asked Mike like that question I didn't get to read, and somebody asked if Mike had ever dealt with like the Men in Black, and I wanted to get to that. So
Yeah, Mike, please come back.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to come back, dude. Just if you have headphones, throw them in. I didn't want you to have to run away. Not, you know what I mean.
I'd like
Not
to
run
hear
away.
the answer to that Men in Black question too. I wonder if anyone squatching has seen the black helicopters, the black shiny ones.
While squatching?
That or dog manning or whatever the hell.
Sure, just
seeking
researching.
Yeah, like once you get on their
radar.
once, yeah. I mean, there are theories that they being the Men in Black track these critters.
Oh, I've heard that.
Yeah. And I know for a fact there are shiny black helicopters. So, I really wonder the application of them. Where? I don't know. I'm putting it out there. Maybe someone will know. Maybe I'll get on a list just for asking. Who knows?
Well, let's hope not. I don't need to be on another list.
Yeah, me either. I have some interesting literature that probably. Hey, it was training stuff for.
I mean, it's a fringe subject, and normally, I mean, we don't usually talk about cadaver dogs and stuff, but mostly it's fringe, and I could see, I hear stories, even like one of my guests, Crow Creek Cryptids, Tony. He said that he's been seeing, he researches and he has some good videos, but he's been seeing vehicles where he feels like he's being watched. I mean, you never know what's gonna, where it's gonna come from if they're actually actively searching, doing this. I mean, I want to get into researching myself, but even having a show, I mean, people talk about things. Maybe people will listen or do. I don't know what I'm getting at. I just don't need more drama. I don't need Men in Black showing up.
Right.
But, then again, it would be something to talk about.
Well, I would like to get into researching. I do not want to do it alone. I'm a small female who, I'm a cancer survivor, so that's left, a little bit of stamina issues and whatnot.
Sure.
But I would like to find a group. But I mean, I'm in Southwest Florida, and I don't know. I'll figure it out.
They're down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to find out from Carrie when and where, because I really want to start planning ahead. Because when I go down to Florida, I'm probably going to drive, but I want to take my time. I want to experience some, experience the scenery along the way and meet people and go hang out and do the Florida thing and hang out down there for a while. I need some time off, and that's when I'm going to do it, is in the spring.
Well, I've heard. Okay, so I've kind of gone down the whole rabbit hole thing on this, and so I've heard like these critters, meaning both Sasquatch and Dogman, like caves and traveling through cave systems. And the state of Florida has a ton of springs and natural spring water from the aquifer, because all under Florida is aquifer. It's clean, fresh, wonderful water. And then Florida just kind of drains out the Everglades into the Gulf. But I could go on a political rant about that. I won't.
One second. For those of you guys who've been waiting, Mike is back, so we're gonna bring Mike back.
Yay!
Thanks for coming back, bud. I don't hear any echoes.
All right. I tried the headphone thing,
and it works perfectly.
Good.
Awesome. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Lynn.
No, it's good. Ask him the question.
You ask him.
I heard you guys. The Men in Black. To talk to Lynn about the shiny black. I don't see shiny black cops, but the Blackhawks follow me everywhere. They actually. It's about a month back now. You know, they fly over the top, but I hear them coming. Lynn, you know what it is like, because when you hear the Blackhawks coming like overseas, it's like a good thing. You're like always waiting for them. You know what I mean? So I hear them. Like I hear them coming from a ways off, so they're not like surprising me.
No, you can feel the beating of the rudders.
Yeah, so you know, from a ways off, I have so much documentation of it. It's ridiculous because I fly out of my house and I'm like, you know, hanging the phone. I got like 15 to 30-second videos. I probably got a good like 50 of them flying over the house. And you know, they do it. People are like, oh, it's just a flight pattern, but it comes in so many different ways, and then they go over every single one of my sites. So like I always have to like do like stupid things like take the location off, but that doesn't really help. Like on the phone, like I park the car in like different spots all the time. I try to take different ways when I go places. Like you know, because somebody's like, oh, your car's GPS. So I don't know, but there's one particular site that I used to go to every day, and it's local. And I had a big nest there, and I used to hang out there all the time, spend a lot of time there. And you know, we called it the Lock World. That's what it got named by the subscribers. But I was originally calling it a honey hole. That's what I was calling it, the honey hole, because they were just in there. It was basically in essence a sump, you know, with tunnels and stuff and woods around it. But like, you know, it was a sump that I was going into.
Right.
And they opened it up and they trashed the nest, like boom, plowed it all down, plowed out everything, destroyed it.
Oh.
And I almost quit. It cut me to the core for a long time.
Oh, fuck.
So I went back and there was 2 locks on it now, a nice bright shiny lock on top of the other lock they put back on. And that day there was 2 vans that aren't there. Like I go all the time and I know what cars are around and you know whose business is there, and like I go to all different times all the time. And there was these 2 vans, and one, you know, they had like a business on the side of them, and like they had one had a New York plate that's been out of the question for like, I don't know, 15 years. Like, you know, they change them every couple of years. And then there one had a Pennsylvania plate. And I looked up the business of the one I was able to keep up with, because they were like watching me when I got back to make sure, I guess, that I saw. This is just, you know, what I feel, but it felt like they were watching to see me see it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was so mad, and I was trying to like video, and I was trying to keep up with it. Yeah, Brandy knows it was a sad day. It was like a sad long time. And I fell out for a long time after that. And like, I mean, I chased them in anger, but like after a while, I couldn't keep up. I was on a Prius, like not that it mattered. Like I was punching it, like trying to keep up. But like, I mean, I was punching that thing. But like, I was so mad. And you know, when I looked up the business, it doesn't exist at all. It just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So, you know, so that could have been my ground experience with Men in Black, or it could have just been me so angry and so thrilled that I just snapped and chased somebody and I just can't find their business. So, you know, which one is it? I don't know. But the Black Hawk helicopters all the time. All the time.
Is there well, yeah, there'd have to be military bases around you.
Well, there's an airport, MacArthur Airport, and it's not far from me at all. It's not far from my house. So the planes do get rerouted over my house. Like when there's high traffic or there's bad weather and they have to kill time. The alternate route does go over my house, like kind of. So that's common. Like, so I do see a lot of stuff, but I know when that's the occurrence. You know what I mean? Because they take the same pattern and there's a lot of planes doing it, big planes and stuff. Right. So you know, I kind of know, but they definitely that could possibly be where they're coming from originally. And there is you know, a national guard there, I think, for the Air Force. Yeah, you know, you see them kind of running around out there. But I actually took my ASVAB there, so there is military stuff there. You know, my ASVAB test to get in, where they find out your placement and whatever to the Army. And so I don't know what ASVAB stands for, but
Armed
Another
service
Another one of those
vocational aptitude test. Sorry.
It's all
I
right.
took it.
It's all right. Good.
But the Red's asking, are you dealing with a family or a clan of Bigfoot?
It depends where I'm going. Like I'll go in places I have no idea. Some people have like one location or two locations. I have like probably like 30 by now. So yes, I'm very near Ronkonkoma. Yeah, a couple of towns away.
I just saw that.
Yeah, I'm not far from it. I just posted a picture. They're building a giant Indian princess statue. I don't know if you guys know that story, but whatever.
No.
But I don't even know what we're talking about. What was the last question? Oh yeah, so I do deal with a family on a regular basis. Yeah, Bubba is a Bigfoot, we call him, and he was like missing for a while, if you will, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And it's weird. I kind of think like he had a kid. Like it's weird that I know this. Like I feel awkward talking about it because it sounds crazy when I say it out loud, but like he wasn't around, and I found out it was because he had a little one. So he has a family now. Yes. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, it is pretty cool.
Thanks for addressing that.
Yeah.
So I couldn't help but notice, what's up with the tattoo? The one on your chest.
It's a Bigfoot.
That's awesome, brother. That's awesome.
It's huge. It hurt up here where they did the toes.
No doubt.
Yeah, that up here, like this was the worst part. Like here on the collarbone. That's where he started too. I'm like, you had to start here? I'm like, why'd you have to start here? So.
I have most of a sleeve done on my right hand side, and it's got two dolphins, a sea lion, and a sea turtle. And I worked with dolphins and sea lions when I was a teenager at Six Flags over Georgia while they still had the show. And I worked with sea turtles as a means of therapy for my PTSD to get out. Like for 1 year, I worked in the gallery or volunteered in the gallery. So I would show guests around and introduce the kids to games they could play, teaching games and that kind of stuff, and then escort them over into the Sea Turtle Hospital itself. So then I spent a couple of years doing Sea Turtle Patrol, and we had a Polaris and a mule that we would drive up and down the beach and try to encounter as many nesting sea turtles as we could along the way. And like one of the guys, one night I was on patrol, and they didn't have night vision up until that point. And this was like, I don't know, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. So it was a while ago. So I just donated a couple of pairs of regular night vision to the sea turtle people there for the patrol, and donated like 2 packs because over time if you're in search and rescue, you accumulate packs, you accumulate flashlights, you accumulate compasses, you accumulate just gear. And anyway, but crap, it's fuck, where was I at? Lost my fucking train of thought.
Just don't sugarcoat it, Lynn. Tell us how you really feel.
Oh God. Sorry. Somebody else talk for a while.
You're able to see this tattoo because of my stretched out. I got all comfortable after I got off, and now I look like a hot disaster, but whatever.
No, dude, it's cool. I like the tattoo. That's a commitment, dude.
I don't care. Yeah.
That shows your commitment to that.
It was a painful commitment.
Oh God, yeah. My
He's like, I'm a subscriber now, bro. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, because that's all we ended up talking about was Bigfoot. And like, I'm sitting in the chair. He's like, let me see another picture. Let me see another one. I'm like, all right. Like after a minute, like I, I'm like, damn. Like I'm like hurting so bad. I'm like, I'm not relaxed like you right now, man. Like,
Yeah, I want to talk about this right now.
I want to cry.
my tattoo guy, I got a tattoo of my working dog Rudy on my left bicep, and then my tattoo guy down here, he'd been working on my sleeve for a while, and I wanted to do something more to the Rudy side, and I told him about working at Fob Dragon, and so I gave him like the skyline of forward operating base Dragon as a background for Rudy, and a full moon and an aurora borealis for color, and two Black Hawks flying across the front of the full moon.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Very
that's
cool.
my YouTube picture now, is that tattoo. And so I'm real proud of that. It's like the most recent. And my left side, I can sit for a tattoo, but my right side, oh my Lord, 2 hours and I'm crying. And my tattoo guy, he's funny. When he notices me start to wiggle and grimace, he'll go, "Coochie, coochie, coo, tickle." So he helps to make you laugh through it. But tattoos are a commitment, and I got a ton of them, man. I got a huge POWMIA on my shoulder blades. It was my statement as my PTSD tattoo, and for my because I had worked on the POWMIA mission, and but it's from shoulder blade to shoulder blade, and it's the POWMIA famous logo everyone knows, and just flames all around it.
Nice.
And yeah, I got that done in Key West.
This is the one I got. This one after I got. It says OEF 1011, like Operation Enduring Freedom. It's the M16 with the 203 rounds on it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's what I was carrying for the most part. So I put that on there. You know, after you experience something like that, you know, it's like, you know how it is.
Yeah, I wanted a tattoo to represent, like I had my POWMIA tattoo represents the damage from the internal damage externally. Like this was my screaming out, over everything I saw, you know? And
It's a good statement, though.
Yeah, I thought so. I still think so. But I also have a mermaid. My tramp stamp is a mermaid sitting on a rock with skulls in the water on the rocks. And the skulls represent two people I used to date. But they're not dead. They're just figuratively dead on my tramp stamp. Sorry. A little bit of female craziness. Pardon the estrogen.
Whatever helps, though, you know, if that.
Right?
This is where I say no comments.
I don't put names on them. The only name I have on my body is my dog's name, and I actually have it tattooed twice. Once on my ankle with a another Key West trip. I'd go to Paradise Tattoo. I'd freak out, and I'd run from South Georgia to Key West, and I would get really drunk, and I'd go to Paradise Tattoo, and I'd get a tattoo. And so one of my tattoos was a footprint, dog print, my dog's name, and then like hibiscus flowers all around, like a wide band of flowers around my ankle. So that was, I think, my first tattoo. And I didn't start even getting tattoos till I was over 40.
I've got two. I've got
I got
Indian feathers and you know, I want to get more ink. I got somebody in Professor OJ is in Chicago. I got to take a ride out there. He wants to do some ink on me. So
Nice. That's cool.
I
I think
like-
Carrie,
Pappy
what's
was
up, buddy?
saying-
Sorry.
Oh, it's all right.
Quick shout out.
Hey,
Carrie just
what's up,
popped in.
Carrie?
Hey, is that Bigfoot Odyssey, Carrie?
It
Yeah.
is.
Hey, tell him, or I'll tell him now.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm trying to roll a joint and talk at the same time. It's not working.
Jesus.
But anyway.
She's so honest.
So,
You kind of love my show.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie, Lamar County, which you'd said is where you were born, and I was trying to tell you about my grandmother's incident. She she was born right around like 1910 or so, and so she grew up in Lamar County, Mississippi at that point. And she said that they had a haint, and they thought it was a haunting because it would like knock on the back of the house, and the brothers would go check at the back of the house, and when they went to the back, it'd be at the front knocking, and it'd get on the roof, and it'd come around when babies cried, and it could also mimic babies. But one night, her and her sisters were sleeping on a pallet on the front porch. So it was hot. Mississippi gets real hot. It's not. I mean, I remember spending summers and sleeping on the front porch. It was just a southern thing. And anyway, so she's sleeping on a pallet with her sisters, and something stepped between her and her sister, and she reached up her hand and felt it, and it was a fur-covered human leg. And that it
Wow.
that it like went into the root cellar or storm cellar after that. But I kind of like I was wondering, I was listening to the Dogman Dark Waters before, and I wonder about the name Taylor, and I mentioned this before, but I've read and listened to podcasts that put Dogmen in Taylor, Mississippi, Taylor, Texas, Taylor, Michigan, and I'm kind of wondering because, like, our family church from that side of the family was Taylor Springs Baptist. And I'm wondering if there's some weird cosmic coincidence at work with that. Is that too off the wall?
Can you repeat that?
Well, no, there's a lot of instances of Dogman reported in different areas that are named Taylor, Mississippi, Taylor, Michigan.
Okay.
It's sort of like, and we discussed this earlier, like all these different weird things that happen in places that are named with the name devil in it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but what if it's like Lukaru or Rugaru something? Maybe a familial curse of. I wonder if there's. I don't know.
Well, that's interesting.
Weird, you know. Maybe they're a Nephilim family, and if you like, some people theorize that Christians are from Nephilim, and I'm not really a religious person. I like the philosophy behind religions, and so I like to know. I am curious about all religions, but I'm mostly just a tree hugger and nature lover. I mean, I have random facts about most religions, but anyway, that's they were on like a different thing. They were discussing the religious end of Nephilim, and I had to bag on that one. But that's
there's so many different theories out there, you know. I'm not religious either. I'm it sounds cliche, but I'm spiritual. I'm not a tree hugger per se, but I guess I am. I more into the natural aspect of religion, or what I believe in, if that makes sense. I don't buy into the whole dogma thing. I was raised Protestant. I've been exposed to Catholic church. I was married in a Catholic church. I've been to many Christmas masses, but I just don't buy into the whole dogma thing. I think, you carry your church with you. This is my church right here. My body is my church, it's my temple, and that's where I pray. It doesn't, wherever I go, I bring it with me. I don't think you have to go to a mortar and stick building to pray or find God.
Yeah. Right.
No, you don't. You know what? I mean, I used to get hung up because it comes up so many times about the theories and what do you think they are and where, what do you think they want? Where do you think when do you think they're going to do this? And when do you think, and I stopped, like, I stopped doing all that because, like we're saying, it's just kind of theories. Like, so I just go out and I don't know if I'd even call myself a researcher because, like, I come across stuff, I don't cast it, I don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just like to go out and encounter it and learn what I can. Like, whatever you want to give me, I'll take. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And,
just absorb the experience.
Yeah, and that's a great way to be.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't like to force anything. I would, the Nephilim theory, I would love for it to be that. That's awesome. Like fallen angel and all that. It's awesome. Is it? I don't know.
Have you heard the about the giant of Kandahar?
Oh, we were talking before when I brought it up. I think you might have lost track. So what I said to that was I spent like 9 out of my 12 months in Kandahar, and I went when I went up to the Helmet Province or whatever. Obviously, that was a whole different area up in Herat and all that. So, but I didn't hear anything about it once. You know what I mean? Not even a little bit. So, and I was in Kandahar. You know what I mean? The Fob is outside the city in that dried up lake. So, you know what I mean? So, but we could see
about a giant eating Marines.
Yeah. So I mean, they sent a whole unit in there of special forces. They got wiped out. Some people say it was bait. I don't know, but there was a Green Beret talking about it, and then he stopped apparently. So I don't know. I don't know anything about it personally. I didn't hear anything about it personally when I was there, but it interested me because when people say, "Did you experience things all over the place?" So I had what I think is an experience or sighting in Korea because I was there for a year, and they have a lot of stuff out there, like a lot of like vegetation and stuff, and then I think I had my first, flesh and blood in Georgia, and then but they talked me out of that, said it was a boar, and then coming back here, I was blind to everything for the longest until recently, probably whatever, like a year ago. So, but that's the one place that out of everywhere I've been and that I didn't hear or think about at once.
Sure.
Well, I think when you're in, because I had night terrors for a while. Like I was rooming with a girl who had night terrors. Like I absorbed her night terrors for a little while we were and we were living at that time in a secret squirrel compound right next to the wall, and every night there'd be a firefight. Like we'd just sit outside and listen to because it was
you just kind of wait for the AR-10 to show up at the Warthog.
Yeah, and boom, boom, boom,
like, thank God, I'll go back to bed now.
Yeah, that's the XO comes running out and going, "Hey, get in there! There's fire and going rare." But anyway, it was. I never got anything weird. I absorbed stuff there, but I don't think I ever felt or manifested anything. Because I think sometimes, I was kind of wondering when you were talking earlier, Mike, if you had conjured them there, if your desire to find them had brought them, put out a signal.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you know what, I wasn't really any type of myself when I was there either, though, because you know what I mean. Like I was in survival mode. Like sure. I was actually letting all my military stuff adapt. I was letting it in, because when I was walking around Garrison, in the States, I was kind of playing army when I had to, but I wasn't trying to not be myself. Some guys get, we call it hua like that. Oh yeah, army, yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Like it's not me. Like it's not me. I
Who's hard?
yeah. So yeah, like you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
so that's the only time I probably let myself really get immersed in my training and everything, and really let it take over.
Well,
So
you've got like in the back of your mind, if you're in a combat situation, you know you're there. So you've always got in the back of your brain, I think, this thing going on that stops other things, that when you're relaxed and you're in your own environment,
Mhm.
you're more open, I think. But over there, you got to close down. You can't
Yeah,
show emotion. You got to be professional. It's just
yeah. You don't. Yeah, feelings go out the window.
mhm,
Save it for later.
right.
So, Mike, Jennifer Noble wants to know, Mike, do you have
Mhm.
any opinion on why you started seeing Bigfoot when you had not before?
I think it was their choice, probably. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Like they were always there. They were always there. It just why did they might have just started trusting me at some point. Um, because like I have pictures and stuff, and like from that area prior, and like I wasn't really catching anything. Like not that I was trying to, but I have pictures of I was taking pictures of the area and stuff, and I don't see them there. And then one day I started, like that's why I was referring to it as a fire stick earlier. Like it seems like I got unlocked, and now all of a sudden I saw everything. Like it was like to me, I think it was their decisions. On what level I don't know, but I think it was their choice. Like, all right, he's he's trustworthy or whatever. Here
Good. Like
here,
I said, I think they sense good intent.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Or they knew you needed healing.
Oh, that's for sure.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
that I
and
didn't.
somebody just said that actually. It's
I maybe, you know,
Bud Durrett said, Mike, wonder if they felt you had a need.
It's very good possibility, bro. Because when I don't talk about the extent of it, but when I tell you, I mean, I'm in bad shape now to this day, but when I tell you at that time, it was rough, man. It was real rough, ugly scene. So that was the only time when I would walk out there that I felt any kind of peace. So maybe I wasn't putting a connection to it that they were already kind of there with me, but because there was a lot going on with me. So.
I think when you come out of a combat situation, your awareness is pretty small around you. You don't.
Mm,
You glance up and look around you, but your immediate threat is right around you, and you don't. You're kind of trusting in others that are exterior to handle the peripheral, what's going on when you're in like a mission mode.
yeah, right.
And like when I first came back and I started volunteering, or I went to Jekyll Island before I started volunteering, and I was walking down the beach to Driftwood Beach, and it's this long, not a long walkway, but lots of oaks, and it's a beautiful island. But I'm like halfway down the trail, and I'm the only one in the trail, and I suddenly just start having a panic attack. My heart is beating, and I'm shaking, and there's nothing there to. It was just me, like suddenly realizing my consciousness expanded, and it freaked me out.
Mm,
Does that make sense? Like,
sure, yeah. I mean, like when I got back, I didn't. I extended like my contract, my ETS date, my exit date from the army was the same week that the unit was deploying, and they got rid of stop loss. So
right.
I extended. I didn't re-enlist. I extended myself. So I stop lost myself for 15 months. So we went for a year. So basically, when I got back after my kidney stones healed, I was just like, boom, I was out in the streets, and I couldn't adapt. So I basically ended up like homeless or whatever, if you want to say it. And I ended up back here in Long Island like a hot mess. And I was disaster. And like I was just fresh out of a combat zone, and I have to adapt to civilization, and it just wasn't happening. So the woods, I was any chance I got, I knew there wasn't people out there, so I was
Right.
fleeing to them. So anytime I could get out there, I was getting out there, but it was for different purposes. I just kind of felt, I felt better being away from people. So
I get you. My first deployment, I was supposed to be gone for 20 days. I ended up being gone for 13 months. And during that time, while I was deployed, I bought a house while I was deployed. And then when I got home, I basically sat on my back. I might unpack 2 or 3 boxes a day and put things away, but mostly I just sat on my back porch and I listened to birds, and I drank beer and smoked weed and tried to figure out what the hell had just happened to me.
mhm.
And but it took a while. It takes a while to unwind. And then my next deployment was 12 months, or no, 13 months, 14 months, and then 3 months, the last one. Anyway, it was a bunch of times. And I never had the correct amount of dwell time, and they never, the contract was never followed, and just all kinds of shit happened. But that
For
is the
sure.
way of that
I think
area.
somebody asked me if the attunements were before or the experiences. They were before and after. So the attunement came later. I didn't figure out Reiki in the beginning. I figured it out like probably like 3 months after my first big encounter, like my first like real deal, no BS, not half a body, not a cloak or whatever, not any of that. So like it was like, my first real deal, like boom in your face giant was about 3 months, probably 2 or 3 months before my attunement.
It was a good question, Pappy. Thanks
Yeah.
for asking that.
Thought-provoking.
Somebody asked,
I had the thing.
Aaron wants to know, when you're out in the woods, do you talk out loud?
Yes, a lot. Yeah, I'm an only child. I don't mind.
What else? Any other questions? I didn't mean to cut you off, Lynn. I just want to get some questions addressed. I hate missing questions, and I do it all the time.
No,
Yeah, it's all right.
let's
A couple
do
of people up here, you get carried away, and it's all good.
Hey, so Mike, my bestie is from Stony Brook.
Oh wow, that's up the block. Oh man, Lynn, we got to talk later sometime.
Okay, cool.
It's interesting. That's crazy. You said that's. This is gonna blow your mind. I can't believe can't believe you said that, Tom. That's crazy. I do a lot out there. A lot.
Really?
A lot. A lot.
See, like when I won't name my bestie, and but he's he's the retired special forces guy, and he has kids there, and but he, like, when I would tell him, oh yeah, I grew up playing in creeks and walking around the edges of the cotton field, and he was like, well, we played in the sewer.
It's nice over there. He's being dramatic. It's really nice. Yeah, it's beautiful in Stony Brook. He's being dramatic. He's being real dramatic.
Oh, butthead. Damn it.
Yeah, it's beautiful there.
Somebody wants to know, Mike, how far do you travel for research?
Sometimes a couple minutes. Sometimes it's sometimes it's an
Depends
hour.
on traffic.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Well, like I take the scooter it's like a couple minute ride away, and then but I do like little things there and stuff, and that's kind of like a meeting place or whatever. Like, but there's a lot real close. But I do travel sometimes I travel an hour or two.
For people that don't know, 495 is also the Long Island Expressway. It's known as the world's biggest parking lot.
Parking lot, yeah. Like a 40-minute drive can take me 4 hours. So
yeah,
it's
that's why it's great. You can catch a train right in Ronkonkoma and go to the city.
I do it. I drive to Ronkonkoma and I just sit back. I'm like, forget it.
That's it. Let's see. Any other questions? Geez, we're at 2 hours and 15 minutes.
No, it's like 12:15 at night here.
What was your MOS, bud?
They changed it from a 63 Bravo to a 91 Bravo. I was at first I was a light wheeled mechanic, and then I was an all wheeled mechanic. So anything that had wheels, we worked on basically. So, but there's a thing called my secondary was infantry because you have like two, and then really it was needs of the army. So once we got overseas, it was kind of like there wasn't much wrenches involved, but yeah, well, I was a mechanic though, vehicle mechanic.
So how
Right
is
on.
the hill in Korea?
How was the what?
The hill, isn't it called the hill? The
Oh, Lynn, don't bring that place up. that's I know what you're talking about. There's a word that comes before hill. It's a district. Let's put it that way. It's a light district. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I've heard of. I've hung out with some lowlifes. Let me
Love
tell
you long time.
Yeah, something like that.
that's a beautiful place though. Itaewon. Itaewon's a beautiful city in Seoul. It's cool.
Hiking with
Never been to that.
Sasquatch Outlaw just joined us. Right on, man. Good to see you.
Hey y'all. I don't know who you said joined, but I'm saying hey to them.
Another creator. Good channel.
So Mike, your group or your little clan there, is it a family or are they like males, or what's your feel from them?
Oh, dude, I have so many different spots. It's crazy. I usually refer to the main site that I walked forever. So now it's a family. Yeah, like it wasn't. I don't think it was. I think he is now. I think he was like kind of like an eldest son, if
Right?
you will, and like he kind of walked with me. He kind of like was tasked to me, if you will.
Right.
And I think now he's got his own little thing going. He's got his own little family now.
Distracted. He doesn't have to watch you anymore.
It's weird. It's weird it's weird not having him around, and like he was always there, and like now it's like less, so it's got weird. So I was like, I won't say offended, but I was like, what's really going on here? You know what I mean? Like when he's in your face, like all the time, it got comforting, to be honest with you. It got comforting. Like for a while, it was like weirding me out, and then it got comforting. Like it, like it was just like my phone was doing facial recognition on him.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it seems, I don't know. The more I listen, the more I keep turning to the woo side, and just questioning. But I question too much.
There's woo out there. There's woo out there, but who's doing it? That's my thing. So
Right.
who's doing the woo? So I always thought it was them, but I'm starting to realize there's so much out there that I can't put anything in a box right now. So I stepped right back outside the box. Like I'm thinking outside the box again.
Too much.
So,
Too much.
Yeah.
No, I think it's important to think outside the box.
Yeah. Because every time I thought I had something going, I'm like, nope, you're way off, bro.
Well, life. Lynn the philosopher is gonna come out now. Life is
Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to the show.
I'm Lynn, the stand-up philosopher. But shit. I think everything's a learning experience, and you keep getting the lesson, and once you get that lesson, it changes just to keep you on your toes, morphs just a little bit. It's like antibacterial resistant, or no, what is it? Yeah, antibacterial. When germs are resistant to stuff.
Antibiotics.
Yes, sir. Good word. $3 word. Ding, ding, ding. But yeah, I don't know. I think with your buddy, your big bestie there, I thought it would probably be comforting to have, because once he accepted you, you knew kind of your back was what was behind you, what to expect. The worst
Yeah,
is literally behind you. So if anything else came up, they'd have to deal with him.
correct. I mean, you nailed it. You nailed it. Like at first, I was worried about him being around, and then I started to realize. I mean, I don't know. There's so many different theories about them, but I can only speak for the ones I've met and encountered and stuff. And some of them is like a one time, one hitter quitter, and I never see him again. But they didn't hurt me, so they didn't hurt me. But this guy has been around me so many times, like, and hasn't done nothing but share gifts and stuff, and like that's it. Like, I don't know, like.
What do you think about temperament differences? Like down here in the South, they're supposed to be a little more aggressive and territorial and
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, again, like, I don't know. Like, I haven't really met, uh, you know, one that was like, yeah, they throw rocks. They've scared me by doing certain things, but it's not necessarily because they were doing something mean. I just reacted in fear. Like, like, whoa, damn, like that, like I'm jumpy already. Something goes louder than clank and I jump out of my skin. But thanks, Army. But
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
Pass.
Thanks, IEDs. But like, so I don't know, like I can't speak to them being, but I've had them like herd me out and like tree knock and like tree knock herd me out and like throw rocks at me to like get me out of there. But like,
Territorial displays.
yeah, well, it was getting dark too, so it's all perception. Like, were they attacking me or were they getting me out of there? Like, Mike, time to go. Some bad stuff's coming.
For a
Like,
reason. Yeah.
yeah, like it's all perception. So now when I get a rock thrown at me, you'll see somebody post a video that says, "Rock thrown at me. They tried to take my head off." Like me, I'm like, like I throw one back. Like I don't know. It's all perception. Like, sometimes I get the rock and I'm like, okay, I'm too close to something. Like. You know what I mean? Like, but if the rock goes like in the water, like I throw one back in the water, like, you know what I mean? Like, see if they throw another one, which doesn't usually happen, but I got wishful thinking.
No, that's I think that's kind of cool though, because in higher primate studies, Lynn, the scientist, is going to come out.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Our guest tonight.
Mm.
Multiple personalities at your disposal. Anyway, like mimicking behaviors is supposed to be a way of bonding. And I mean, we are technically primates. So I think when you kind of let go of your boundaries and I'm an adult and I'm supposed to act this way, and like in dog training and stuff, I would act all kinds of weird ways, not that dogs are primates, but to trigger and elicit. I mean, you can't really, you're kind of mirror like fetching behaviors. Have you ever like thrown a tennis ball at them or taken a squeaky toy, like a dog toy out there and just thrown it in their general midst?
Oh, are you asking me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, sometimes, yeah. I mean, not. Yes. Like if I find a ball, like I pick it up and I like say the same thing every time. I wish I picked something smarter or more clever, but I say bally yay, and bally yay. That's what I said.
Cool.
I try to show consistency, but whenever I find one, I don't know whose it is or what, but like I'm like yay, and like one day I hope like I hear like boy. Whatever, like comes back. Like I don't know, but I just keep repeating it.
Play.
Yeah, so I mean,
Sure.
I know I want them to know I'm there for them. Like, like you can tell when somebody's in the woods walking and on their phone or bird watching or just hiking, just taking in the scenes or looking at the leaves and the trees and the flowers, and so I want them to know like I'm there for them, like especially if it's a new location.
Right.
I bring a lot of stuff, a lot. A lot of people don't see what I do. The gifting I made more personal. I do a lot of it off camera, especially with a lot of viewers. I don't want the thought of somebody came in after me and moved it on me or something. You know what I mean? So I try to keep that more personal now. So, but
Right.
I let I show I leave apples and stuff because a lot of people
So
think the gifting is not good, but I think it's great. I think it's a great way to communicate.
Dark Hour Paranormal has
Yeah, buddy.
wants to know, do you know any of the history of like Bigfoot on Long Island, like when the first sightings were reported, or
he actually is the one that educated me on it, so he knows I know. But
so
so
Crap.
so yeah, there's a Bigfoot back at. So I've been planning this Camp Hero trip, which is where Stranger Things is. The show is based off of.
sure.
Yeah.
They say they're in Indiana, but that's because Montauk, whatever, they weren't allowed to use Montauk as a town, so they made it Indiana. But that's where it's based off. So Camp Hero is like got like secret labs and stuff under it, just
Yeah.
like Plum Island here and Brookhaven Labs. They have like an atomizer separator here, and like they're not a lot in the world, but like there's so much on Long Island people don't know about. But Camp Hero, the sightings were back in like the early 1800s of Bigfoot. They were calling him Junior. Like there's pictures, you could look them up. And he's standing like right next to the bunkers and stuff, like the big gun bunkers and stuff where they go right. There's these giant things that protected like the whole Northeast, like these giant like anti-naval guns and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And like so, like you see him standing. One picture he sent me, like you see him standing there right on the side of the hill, like, and it's awesome. So I had no idea though. Like there's been so much here that people educate me on. And, like how many people are searching Long Island Bigfoot, including myself?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's
You
like
probably,
It does.
you probably
It's-
count it on one hand and have fingers left
it's
over.
I mean, it's S9, S10, and S11. So.
I never heard that one before. That's awesome.
So I wasn't even looking it up. So I got shown. So I mean, I'm really new at this stuff, guys. Like, I mean, I'm coming around on a year, and a lot of it I don't research like online or like watch videos a lot. Like, I don't want to get my judgment clouded of what's
Sure.
going on around me. Like I don't want to adopt too many ideas or concepts. Like, so I let that happen once, and it was the worst thing ever. Like I hit a dead end every day because I adopted the wrong person's stuff.
Well, expectation will do that to you.
Mm.
You read a manual and it says if you do this, this, and this will happen. So you set up this expectation in your brain that life is going to happen exactly as the direction said. It never does.
Well, that's why I love to say, if you want to hear God laugh, tell him your plans.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah,
True
I
that.
mean, hell, I had planned to be a trophy wife, but
But you're a scientist, a philosopher.
You got a lot going on, girl.
no, I'm just, and I can like really cook, which is never a bad thing. So.
Oh no, not at all. Yeah,
No, that's
my wife's a pastry chef and a regular chef, and it's so worth it. Yeah. I could bring home anything, and she makes food out of it. Like, it could be anything.
Oh,
I don't even know how she. Yeah, stuff from scratch. It's great.
right on.
Yeah, I picked up several books at a thrift store the other day. Monsterology.
Nice.
Vampires too.
Vampirology, and then like a grilling book, prime ribs and stuff. I'm up at the my fish camp. I bought a small piece of property in Central Florida on the little Wachula. I don't know. I always forget the name of the little river there. And anyway, fuck, I digress. So I'm sitting. I keep losing track of myself. I shouldn't get stoned. I get all fucked up. Anyway, I bought this little piece of property. In the back of my mind, I was thinking, now this would be a really cool headquarters to go squatching. And it was set up. It already has like a tree house, tree stand, and so I go out there and I piddle around a little bit. And I've got a couple of kayaks ready to launch, and so I want to go like over into Rich Loam Wildlife Management Area. There were like 3 Sasquatch encounters on that one website, squatchbowl.com, and in Rich Loam, but they were several years ago. So I'm pondering looking there. Mostly I've just kind of sat there and looked at, there's otters, that there's like a little peninsula of land that comes out from the conservation area, wildlife management area, and there's like an otter den through there. Like I kept noticing this really fast wake coming out of one side, and I was in the water and I couldn't figure it out for a while, and they would stay just out of sight, and finally I one of them came close enough to check me out. He was but I was like, oh, that's what it is. But they have to have a den all the way through there, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But I have a smoker grill there, and me and my buddy go up there and make food on the fire, which is always just so much better, I think, than.
And if you missed what she said, she has a treehouse.
Yeah. Well, it used to have like a catwalk and stuff, which I would like to rebuild. It had like rotted away. I'd like to rebuild the treehouse and catwalk for observation purposes. There's, if you're at the fish camp right across on the wildlife management thing, they've set up a metal target so you can target practice.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a cool area. So I'm kind of pondering the thought of donating it for Sasquatch research, with the stipulation that I get to tag along.
Well, it's your prop. I mean, you can you could just do like some kind of things every quarterly or something, like do like schedule like people to come like a week rock block or whatever, where people could show up throughout that week, during due to whatever their availability is or whatever.
Yeah, I need to wander around up there and get the lay of the land, basically.
Yeah.
That's
Mike, Real Deal wants to know, have you ever seen the Predator shimmer? You know how they say they cloak? Have you ever seen that?
Oh, yeah, but what I'm learning is that there's a lot other there's other stuff out there that has tricks too. So it's getting a little confusing for me. So I'd like to say yes, I've seen it, but I'm also kind of torn as to there's certain things that are right around them that are doing things too. So I don't know how close the connection is with them and what their tricks are and what's not. So, but I've seen it. Yeah.
Right on.
So is this like a edge of your vision thing, like like I see disturbances like just in the corner of my eye, and turn my head to look and there's nothing there. But like if I try to keep it in the peripheral vision part and not concentrate on it, I get movement.
Sure. There's even times when I'm head on and I know if I slide any which way, it's gonna be just enough for it to be over.
Right.
It's nothing short of magical.
So Pappy's comment is Lynn's Bigfoot bed and breakfast. Bring your own depends.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah,
no, probably shit. Depends.
I used to threaten that if my search team made me do rope
Pappy.
stuff like high angle rescue that I was
Pappy,
gonna wear. It
Pappy.
depends. That was it. But,
Pappy, I can't.
yeah, I had thought about that Airbnb, and that had been a thought in the back of my head, but because of zoning issues, I'm having difficulty. There's like one cottage there that has a bedroom and sort of a kitchen. It's got really funky Florida engineered plumbing, and Florida engineered wiring, and everything. Basically, a truck parked there and then built onto, and and then it has like a little bunkhouse thing that's another truck that's been built onto, and they both have like porches, and I have swings and furniture, so it's really cute. So
That's great. Well, you don't have to make it official. You know what I mean?
No, more like
Sure.
this. And
Throw it up on Mog's channel. Yeah, show it.
Well, I can't. It's they won't. I have to have a structure that is at least 600 square feet, and I do not
Really?
have, like the big.
Wow.
Yeah.
To be considered a home, it has to be
Does it?
600 square feet.
Yeah,
Damn.
to be able to up
Okay.
the electricity that I can.
All
get,
right.
You know, because
All
I
right.
moved. I bought a already put together tiny home.
Mhm.
Did a really cool job on it.
Yeah.
Moved it up to that piece of property so there would be a structurally sound place to hang out and live while I worked on and did stuff to the other buildings. But anyway, that's not going to happen, and I'm technically in violation of code whatever.
Don't give yourself away. You're incriminating yourself.
Yeah, well, I'm in process of getting another piece of property in northern Florida cleared so I can move the tiny home up to there, because it's in a there's a HOA there, and you can have campers or tiny homes or whatever, and the HOA is like $125 a year, and it gives you access to the Santa Fe River, Itchitucknee River, and Swanee River, like 7 different boat launches. And
Nice.
yeah, 2 of the rivers are spring fed. There's like, I think 11 springs along the Santa Fe River. So anyway, that's really the only reason I bought a piece of property up there, was so I could get in on this HOA and go up there and camp and go kayaking, because that's kind of I love to kayak, and it clears my head, and if I'm in clear water, I don't get that whole Jaws phobia thing.
The fear of the unknown. At least you can see
Yeah.
what's there. Yeah.
Yeah. Black water will fuck you up, man. It will.
Damn, this dog is going nuts. What's up with these dogs tonight?
They probably hear mine.
I don't know. He does this all the time. Hey, get in here. That's my yard. Boop. Pitch blackness. Come on, buddy. Get in the house. He stares at stuff like it's get in the house. House. Go.
Yes, so my house is right over the deep part of the
Go.
so you can jump right off the treehouse into the water, and there's a rope swing.
Yeah, I think that's cool. If I don't have to
yeah.
leave the couch and I can fish at the same time, I'm in.
Oh yeah, for real. For real.
Well, the 2 otters that live there, the otter den, I think, have cleaned out a whole lot of fish. Although when I bought the place, the guy said he was like entertaining his grandkids, and he was putting like bread balls on a hook and catching one after the other little brim out of that hole. And I bait that hole every time I'm up there. Like when I know I'm going up there, I'll buy frozen chicken livers, and what I don't fish, I'll just toss out into that one area. So I'm hoping to gather catfish into that one specific spot.
Cool. That might make they might make holes there.
Or you can put, what do they use? They put barrels and stuff for fish tank, for fish habitat.
When you
For
do that
catfish.
stuff, Lynn, you do noodling?
I do not. I'm freaked out about. I do. Do you know how many water recoveries I worked? I live in Florida. God damn it. We have. Holy shit! You, fuck that. There'd
You
be
sh-
a gator in there.
I agree. I'm not. I'm just saying. I've seen this.
The answer to the question was no.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Black moccasins and all that.
Yeah, fuck that. There's like everything down here. We've got anaconda. I don't know, but maybe not anaconda. We got
No,
giant snakes, crocodiles, and holy
they're
shit.
down there. They're down in the South Everglades because somebody let some go. They found a couple.
Oh, yeah.
Anacondas.
Yeah, people let shit go, man. Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
and
I
then
know. There's
they start breeding.
pythons and boa constrictors, but
Yeah, they got everything.
anacondas are really like way down south, I guess. But
Yeah, it's they let
like-
them go. Somebody let them go, I guess, or whatever. I don't know.
There's
That's
But they
crazy.
found. Yeah, they found a couple.
a research facility got wrecked in a hurricane and released
Oh, okay.
crocodiles and snakes and all kinds of stuff. And then you have people releasing their pets, and it all just becomes this huge mess. And they've like totally altered the ecosystem in the Everglades. So they're paying bounties for people that want to go in and hunt these snakes, and they pay like I don't know, so much per foot on the snake, but they're finding some monstrous ones.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
It's like that here too. People let their pets go, like alligators and snakes. But the winter, they don't usually survive the winter. So
Yeah, they do down here. Everything survives down here. We have rampant monkeys, some kind of weird monkey on some river. I think it might be the Itchituckney, where monkeys will come out and throw stuff at you.
that's.
Yeah, Florida is just a wonderful place.
I lived there when I was young, really young, in Altamont Springs.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of family there. Well, everywhere, but there.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot there. Big Sicilian. We're a big clan.
One of the dog handlers I worked with in Iraq, she was there for a year. She's awesome, and she's a Sicilian, and breeds the most wonderful German shepherds. I love her to death, but her food is. I ended up in the contractor's hospital for. I got food poisoning basically. Well, I won't go into it. It's disgusting. But anyway, so I was in the hospital for 3 days, and Kathy took care of my dog for me, fed him and walked him and made sure he was okay. And so to pay her back, there was no alcohol allowed over there, but I bought her like a couple of really expensive Italian red wines because she's really into wine. But man, her cooking, I went up to West Virginia and visited her once, and man, her cooking is crazy good.
Yeah, we're all into wine. I don't drink anymore, but Chianti. If you brought me a bottle of Chianti, I'd feed you anything.
If I get around people and they start saying, "Oh, drink one for the missing," or "Drink one for so and so," then I get stupid and I'll drink too much. I can be instigated.
Oh, we lost you, Max.
I muted it.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, I think that's why people were getting too fucked up when they were pouring them out for the homies, so that's why they keep pouring them out instead of drinking them.
Right.
So, Murray, I was reading comments and we were talking about the different snakes down there.
Yeah, this has gone left a few times, but
yeah. Sorry.
It's all right.
Apparently, there's a new breed out there Crow knows about, the rattle-headed copper boa moccasin.
Oh shit!
It's like every snake combined.
I mean, we are talking cryptids,
Got
right?
the coral snake.
Yeah, out here we have the false coral too. So.
Oh, nice.
Let's see.
Yeah, I worked with some rattlesnake researchers for a while. I didn't actively catch and handle the rattlesnakes, but they would catch them and we would tube them, which means like let the rattlesnake loose in the lab, one of the lab rooms, and you have a long, clear piece of plastic, and you finagle it around and get the snake's head up into this clear plastic thing so it can't bite you. And then the snake is sedated, and they surgically implant a satellite tracking device, and that way they can keep track of the snakes
Wow.
that they find on Jekyll Island. So several of the snakes are tracked, and they don't move at all. They basically stay in one spot and they wait on something to come across them, and they're opportunistic snaggers basically.
Mm.
But it was kind of cool. I learned a lot about reptiles, which was not
I'd say. Yeah, I don't think there's
Yeah,
one
there's
topic. Yeah, like
you don't have some knowledge about.
yeah.
I try. But
That's awesome though. That's
yeah,
awesome.
that researcher, the rattlesnake guy, he was a Marine vet, and he'd been through the Battle of Fallujah. So
Oh,
the
oof.
yeah, his whole back
Mm-mm.
was base. He had put the Battle of Fallujah on his back. So
Mm-hmm.
he was kind of the, but he was a little bit older than the other graduate students, because it was the researchers were graduate students working under like a Job Corps thing. I'm forget AmeriCorps, and so they paid him a stipend and provided housing for him, which was just beach shacks, not on the beach, but beach.
Yeah, Connexus.
No, they were like
Oh.
old shanty houses,
Oh, I see. Yeah, we lived. Oh, I see. I see. I'm going back to the other spot. I got you. I thought you were
Yeah.
talking Fallujah still.
Oh no, when I worked with him and I met him, we were in Jekyll Island, but he had
I
been
got you.
the Battle of Fallujah. We had to. I was in a convoy that we had to cross that bridge to get to a search area once, and that was high pucker factor.
Mm-hmm.
By the bridge, the bad guys hung some of our guys off the bridge there in Fallujah.
That was a bad place.
Yeah, yeah. When I was when I started doing the searches for the Third Mountain guys, they were there was a lot of history there. The area had been the 101st Airborne had this particular area for a while, and one I think two of the guys were abducted and they were found wired together with explosives. Maybe
Yeah.
yeah,
Jesus.
and then bad things happened, and the 10th Mountain guys came in, and there was an ambush just outside the fob, and for like days we would have to walk by this big burnt spot in the frickin' road, and it was just horrible for morale. There was like
Sure.
a dead cow that had stepped on an IED and thought its leg off and then died.
Oh yeah, we used to see the camels do that. They
Oh
just
man,
boom. And
it's
it was because there was Russian mines all over from when Russia was in Afghanistan.
oh yeah,
So that's how when they find them, they put like painted rocks on top of it. They were good rock stackers actually. It's like Bigfoot.
right.
But
Communication.
they were out there with like metal detectors and stuff. It was crazy.
Yeah. Before we do a search, they bring in metal detectors then.
It's nuts. If you find something, it's over. Don't matter. Beep
Oh
beep
yeah.
beep boom.
Real quick, JCL in Ohio says, Mike, did you hear anything about the Kandahar Giant while you were there? We went over this, dude. No.
No, I wish.
It's been
would have
asked a
gave.
couple times.
Yeah, it would have gave me something good to think about. Like I actually spent a lot of time watching watching certain researches back then. So, but I didn't hear any. I wish I did.
Right on.
There's only one mass grave in Afghanistan. Wasn't that there? Did you hear about a mass grave being there or outside?
No. No, no, not really. There was so many people there at the time. They made it, it's a NATO base, so there's like every different,
Oh yeah.
branch from every different ally that we have. So like we're bumping elbows with, and a lot of the brass is there too because it's like it's built up, so that's where they want to be. So like we had like what's that? What's the 5-star general that got booted out? Perseus or whatever. Like
Petraeus.
Petraeus. Yeah, he got bumped out while we were there, but for whatever. I know a little more
For
than
dinging his secretary.
yeah. We know a little more because we've seen him, but
Right.
he,
He had like
he
one lung, but still jogged, and he's supposed to be like a real badass.
oh he was. Let me tell you, he didn't care. Yeah, let me tell you, little short guy. Like I'm 5'7" on a good day, and he was short to me, but but tough.
Napoleon complex.
Sure, he could. I'm telling you, I wouldn't want to go toe to toe with him, and I don't. Yeah.
I was you're gonna cringe at this, but
Mm.
so I was walking my dog one day, and I was on Camp Slayer, and this man walked up to me, and I was posing the dog, putting him in a sit stay in front of a canal and taking pictures of him. And a dude came up to me and demanded to know how I got my pet over there. And I didn't like the look of him.
Yeah.
So I turned around and I said, my daddy let me bring my pet. The general, well, he's not really my daddy. He just likes it when I call him that. And I stalked off with the dog.
Fucking awesome.
I was like, fuck you, buddy. Who the fuck are you?
Wow.
Sorry. That was
No, that's one of the
No,
best
that-
things I ever heard. You're not bothering me. Don't bother me.
Shut somebody down in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Are you crying, Mogs?
Oh, yes, I am.
You never know. You never know what's coming next.
Yeah, no.
That's awesome.
Linsanity.
Shit.
Late.
No, one of the one of
Could
the
be.
first missions I was on for the 10th Mountain guys, they just put me with the infantry guys. We're doing foot patrols. We're looking for blood evidence, and at one point we're doing like vehicle searches. And Rudy found like a smear of blood in the door of the truck. You know, the truck they use overseas, those big Mercedes box.
Yeah, the MRAPs. Yeah.
No, the
Oh.
local.
Unimogs?
I don't know.
I think it's called like a. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so
Striker.
No. Civilian vehicles.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, we were searching civilian vehicles. We set up a checkpoint and we were looking for blood because we had come into, the 10th Mountain guys had been taken from this area and we wanted to find them. So there was a blood smear in the door jamb of this truck, but it was.
You mean the jingle? You mean the jingle trucks? Like the.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah, jingle trucks. That's like, I mean, they call them jingle trucks because they look like they look like shag carpets and bells, and it looks like they decorate the whole outside of the 18-wheelers and stuff. Like, I mean, look up jingle trucks. Google jingle trucks when you get off, Mox. You'll get a good laugh.
I have an idea what you're talking about.
They get interesting.
But Rudy hit on blood in the back of the vehicle and in the door jamb, but it wasn't our guys. And but foot patrols with the infantry was a learning experience, let me tell you.
Yeah, everything over there is a learning experience. That's one thing that helped me too, because when we were walking around, if you walk the same area twice, you had to like study it. And if one tiny little thing changed, like the disturbance in the ground, that could mean that they dug out a curb or anything, and they, like that they buried an IED there. So
or a dead animal. on the
Yeah,
side.
anything like so, anything goes kaboom later. So like, I'm so
Yeah.
even like even they know we kick a can when we walk, so they put little stuff in it that blows your foot off. So
Yep.
that stuff, I hate to say it, but it carries over to squatching. Like I don't know, like I notice like the littlest tiny things, and then like the hypervigilance still, like I see little things move. Like
I don't think that's a bad thing, to tell you the truth.
I
I mean,
mean, I never found a use for it before this, but since the army, but
well, I had a
so
violent marriage, so I think my hypervigilance started there because I never knew what kind of mood the shit would be in. So I had to be always aware. And he had alcohol and substance abuse issues. And
mhm.
so I would try to keep the house, I became totally codependent. You know, I tried to maintain a level in the household and the yard, and I took care of everything that I could think of to take care of so it would be done, so there would be nothing he could fucking be mad about. But he'd always find something. So I had to learn to be really like wadded up in a ball, and really that all that dumping of adrenaline and then not having that dump of adrenaline, it just kind of enlarges that gland in your brain, and then you lose the ability to be just a little bit vigilant over here but a lot vigilant over there. So you're like totally connected to you're like open to the universe. You feel everything around you. Is that weird? It is weird.
No, not at
Mhm.
all. No, nothing. What's weird anymore? I mean, I deal with cryptids, so what's weird?
Well, yeah, I mean, I kind of want to open myself to them, but not be a victim to them at all. I'm kind of, but I think, and totally, I'm been listening to podcasts, and I am an outsider, and I have no internal knowledge. So, but I'd like to learn. I don't want to serve myself up as fillet of Lynn on.
No, it's not. It doesn't make a difference whether you're the one that's, doing this stuff like walking with them, or whether you're the one that's behind the scenes, like, looking into things. Like everyone has their own purpose that, like, like that's helpful to the cause. Like I try to explain that all the time. Like there's so many things that one of us might be good at that the other one, that we're not, that someone else is. Like, if we all could come together in the right way, it'll be huge.
Yeah, I think so.
And you're right. And we do have to come together in the right way. Especially, in this community. I mean, it's such a fringe thing that, I mean, it's all we have is each other, you
Hmm.
know, to bring outsiders in. It's, first you got to convince them that things exist, and, it's like-minded people that you need by your side.
Yeah. Well, it's growing. It seems to be growing. So I mean, see how it goes. I like where everything's headed lately. I really do.
I do too. Where my life is going and everything that's going, the direction I'm going in. I'm really excited about it, and I'm looking forward to what's next.
Yeah.
But guys, if
Yeah.
you guys don't
Definitely.
mind, it's 3 hours.
So,
Yeah, bro. Listen,
um,
you held it down way longer than I mean. I was ready to tap out too, so I'm good. But I'm gonna get off,
no,
guys. I'll let you say goodnight, guys. Thank you for all the questions and everything. I had a
oh yeah,
blast,
man.
Lynn.
Anytime, brother.
thanks,
Thank you.
Mike.
Yeah. All right,
Thank you
guys.
so
Take care.
much.
Wow, so stimulating conversation and a lot to think about.
Yeah. I want to thank you again, for coming on and sharing your experiences. They are fascinating. I know Mike enjoyed them. Which
Good.
is, and I hope everybody enjoyed them. I think everybody. I think I may have missed some questions. Audrey and Jamie says we're all here for one reason or another, and that's true.
Right.
It's just a matter we should help each other while we're here. I'm going to get shit for saying that.
Or positivity. There's no reason to be. Well, I don't know. I'm new to this world, but from what I have witnessed in different, like, click type worlds, people get all wound up in it, and then they get hysterical and things get weird. But I think if you try to just teach positive methods, like Mike was talking about, he goes out there and he gives positive reinforcement and gets positive reinforcement. And I think he's probably onto something with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Mike's got a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say goodnight.
Yes,
and again, thank you. And don't call me sir. No.
Oops. Have
No,
a good
I'm
evening,
kidding.
Mogs.
Thanks, hon. I will talk to you soon. If you want to say goodnight to everybody, feel free. Now's the time.
Good night, people. Have a good evening.
All
Hug
right.
a Sasquatch.
Awesome.
Eh.
I'll talk to you soon, and I'm going to say goodnight to chat. If you want to hang out, I'll be right there, and backstage it's up to you. If not, I understand.
No.
I'll talk to you soon. What? All right. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. Guys, I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight. If you really like the show, hit the like, subscribe, share. Leave comments. I know somebody already did. Wasn't a nice one, but I'll deal with it. And yeah, I'm leaving it right there. I don't care. People want to play, they want to fuck around and get nasty. You're fucking with the wrong person, people. Excuse me. I didn't mean to bring this up at the end of the show, but I just read a comment and it wasn't nice. So, I'll take it down. But anyway, what the hell that noise was? That was weird. I had to think it's not garbage night. It sounded like someone dragging a garbage can across the floor. Anyway, it's that time. Thanks again, guys. I will be back on Thursday. I'm sure I'll see you guys tomorrow if you're over at Bigfoot Odyssey for his Spook Week. I'll be checking that out. Thank you, everybody, for showing up tonight. You guys are awesome. And we'll see you Thursday, right? Peace and God bless. Good night.